Hello, this is Mole Man in the morning. Good Mole Man to you.
All right.
Cool.
We did it.
Excellent. We did it.
We did it. We got there. Right. Podcast over. We can all go.
Yeah.
What a great show,
thanks for
guys.
coming. Thanks for your time. Hello, welcome to Mole Man in the morning.
Good morning to you. That's him slowly disappearing on a monorail.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
It probably should have been a lot faster. It should have been good morning. Because, monorails are fast.
Yes.
But,
for some reason, my mind went to roller coaster, if I'm honest.
I
But,
don't
like,
think
monorail
about
makes more
my
sense.
bits. They just appear.
No, roller coaster's
Yeah,
the
right.
second episode we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't do a good mole man for both episodes. I should do a mole man for both episodes and make it even more annoying for John to do anything.
This is fine. This is fine.
This
This
is
is what
fine.
makes it entertaining. We are Mole Man in the Morning. We are a podcast about how The Simpsons has a lot to say about society. I am your host, John, and I am joined by two guests today. Well, one co-host and one guest. We are missing a Michael today. He's
The
off
bastard.
sick, so we've replaced him. It's fine. So joining me as ever is Matt,
Hello.
and we have a very special guest today. We have Justin Roczniak of Well, There's Your Problem.
Hi, it's me. I'm here. Milkshake's also here. He's trying to eat the microphone.
The
Who
fourth
isn't?
mic eating the mic.
Yeah, fourth mic just purring right here.
We have got a Simpsons episode about an engineering disaster, so I figured what better today than to get somebody who knows a thing or two about engineering disasters and tell us a bit about monorails and why it's
Yes.
like that.
Monorails are... Milkshake, get out of my face. Monorails are a form of public transportation. That's about the most positive I can say about them.
Damn.
Oh,
Doesn't France have like a monorail that's like quite a thing? Or am I misremembering?
They're bigger in Southeast Asia. France has that weird monorail tramway, which is terrible. Monorails take, all the worst features of trains and combine them with the worst features of buses.
Speaking of trains, though, my favorite thing that I've seen on the internet recently is someone replying to one of Elon Musk's tweets, and it just says, "Please, for the love of God, Google the word train."
Silicon Valley does love to reinvent trains.
Yep, they're really good at it. They're really good at being like, do you know what would be good? A train, but not a train.
Who made the tweet that was like, we finally invented a super intelligent AI to tell us how to fix traffic forever, and it just says trains, and then all the
Yeah.
Silicon Valley guys are frantically trying to reprogram it afterwards.
Yeah.
You know the theory of carcinization, which is to say that all life tends towards crabs.
Everything
like-
tends towards crab, yes.
Everything always evolves
train.
into a crab eventually. I think the same applies to transportation, and all transportation tends towards trains.
See, but the thing is with the crab thing, I just want to say this because this is my genuine thoughts on the issue because I'm an insane person. We all talk about, I wish I was born in the Roman era, or I wish I was born later so I could see us go to Mars. Blah, blah. I wish I was born the millions of years in the future where we get to be crabs. I would rather be crab person. That sounds way cooler.
Well, crabs living in a big bucket.
Yeah, exactly. We all get to just hang out in a bucket. Be like, do you come here often? Matt, we all live here.
We can invent the crab train.
We can
Wow,
invent the
looks like
crab
they'll
train.
let anyone in here.
Oh, damn. Oh, the pain of this guy I've never met before. This is so mean. I don't know what to do about this.
All right, we have got two episodes today, as already observed. We've got Marge versus the Monorail, probably up there among the most famous of Simpsons episodes. It's very well regarded, and followed up by Selma's Choice.
I remembered a single bit from the Monorail episode because I was like,
Wow.
I was watching it going like, yeah, I don't remember any of this. And then there was one bit where I was like, I remember this bit. For context
okay.
for our guest, I've watched fuck all Simpsons, really. This is the most, doing this podcast is the most Simpsons I've ever watched. I've seen like a fair few, because everyone's seen bits of The Simpsons. but I've never actively sought out watching it. I've never like done anything.
So you're going in fresh on one of the greatest episodes of television ever.
Pretty much, apparently.
Yep. This is definitely, this has always been one of my favorites, and because well, trains, but also it is just a very fun one, especially that the front half is a parody of The Music Man, which is a musical I actually enjoy quite a lot. And then there's a monorail. It's great.
And it's got its own musical numbers, and it's good.
It's got a musical number, a very short one.
Well,
short and very forgettable one.
I count the Flintstones parody at the start as well.
Oh yes,
the Flintstones parody at the start is a very good one.
I mean, speaking of bits we remember of the episode, this I can see this episode's already going to be all over the place, but fine. It is what it is. I remembered so much of this episode, but I did not know these bits were Marge versus the Monorail. I was like, oh, I remember this gag. I remember this gag. I remember this gag. I couldn't have told you they were from this episode. I just remember the bits.
So what are we drinking?
What are we drinking? Let's start with our guest. Justin, what you got?
I have a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA in a 19.2 ounce can.
Cool. That sounds...
It is 9% alcohol.
Woo!
I like the specificity.
That'll get you through a Wednesday afternoon.
What's the color of the can? What's the can made of?
It is green.
What is the radius of the top of the can?
It is... I don't have my tape measure on me.
Is it a ring pull?
It is a ring pull, yes.
It is a ring pull, okay. Can you give me the 3 primary colors of the design?
So the top is black. Most of it's sort of a teal. And then there's a skeleton wearing orange flight suit on it.
Excellent. I like when people tolerate my bits with weird seriousness.
Hold on, I see the tape measure. I'll be right back.
Excellent!
Oh my god, we're going to get dimensions.
Yes. This is what you all come here for. This is the rip-roaring podcast.
I stole this from my last job by accident.
Brilliant.
No one owns a tape measure. Everyone has stolen a tape measure.
I once stole a power drill from my company.
Fuck me, that's bold.
The lid and the base are 2 1/8 inches in diameter. The can is 7 3/8 inches high.
Excellent. I'm glad we have all of this.
Note that down in the wiki.
For the
write that down in your copybooks now.
It will be a test.
This will be on the test.
Alrighty, Matt, what are you drinking and how big is it?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? I'm being very boring. I was very last minute, went and bought something, so I just have a Green King Abbott, which is a nice ale. I like ale. So as always, since it's something I've not drank before, actually I think I have had Abbott before. I think I had it at a Green King, because a Green King is a line of mediocre restaurants, but here we go. Yep, that's ale. There you go. Nothing. There's nothing to report.
Yep, just an ale.
I was so tempted to buy a can of dragon soup because the place near me also sells dragon soup, and I thought that would be so funny, but also very cruel to our guest for their first foray into this podcast. For them to see me on dragon soup, I think that would be I think it would be cruel beyond measure.
Yeah, no, I haven't recovered from the last time, so I'm glad you haven't.
I'm used to it.
Come on, John, hit me, ruin my day.
I've got Salt Brewery's Cafe Stout.
I'm guessing coffee.
Yeah, coffee. It is a collab with a tequila company that make a coffee tequila liqueur. So I guess they provided the coffee beans for it or something.
So they made a stout.
They made a stout. They made a 7% stout infused with coffee.
7% stout. That's nothing.
Can you get the? Does the caffeine come through? Have they made?
I'm hoping so. I've been flagging all day. That's why I'm drinking it.
Like a light Buckfast.
Oh god. Oh, that would have perked me up. I should have got a bottle of Bucky. Yeah.
I don't think they let us buy it in the States, unfortunately.
I'm surprised it sold outside Glasgow.
Should have got yourself a can of dragon soup.
One of these days when I make it over the Atlantic, I'll finally get to try Buckfast and embarrass myself in a new and exotic way.
What is Buckfast? Is it anything to do with Buck Fizz?
No. Oh, do you not know Buckfast? It is
No.
it is a Glasgow specialty.
Okay.
It is
So
like
you're supposed to have it with a deep fried Mars bar.
Yes.
yes, basically yes.
Awesome.
It is.
Awesome.
I guess it's a tonic wine.
It's a medicinal wine with caffeine, brewed by monks, consumed by teenagers.
The mnemonic I always heard for it was it's brewed by monks, drunk by punks. It gets you fucked fast.
Sounds terrible.
It's very, very popular in Scotland and specifically Glasgow, and has catastrophic results. I probably should stress, for potentially legal purposes, I do believe the phrase tonic wine does not imply medicinal properties. I don't think you're allowed to say it's medicinal.
Not actually medicinal, but has been marketed as such in the past.
Oh, I think
We're
when they
allowed
first
to
made
say
it,
because
yeah.
we're not selling it.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I can say it's medicinal.
It'll cure what ails you.
It will cure cancer. If you
Yes.
drink it, it will cure your cancer. It will be gone.
Cancer,
Mostly because you
heart
will
disease,
be dead.
male pattern baldness.
I remember one of my favorite things I ever saw was in a H Bomber Guy video when he was talking about an old advert for Bovril, and it said excellent for invalids and weak persons. I thought, it's just Bovril. What's it gonna do?
Oh, I love some oldie-timey adverts, yeah.
Oh no, it said not appropriate. It's like a
not
like the old,
appropriate.
yeah, it's like the Yorkie advert, not for girls. So it's like, not appropriate for invalids and weak persons because it's so strong, it's so good kind of
Really?
thing. So
Oh,
if
okay.
you're a weak baby man, don't have Bovril.
I was always a particular fan of the very blunt, Guinness is good for you.
Guinness is good for you.
Guinness is good for you.
It's good breakfast.
Round up your mates for a Guinness.
Yeah.
That's a good ad with the sheepdog.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, maybe let's talk about some Monorail instead of some
So
Guinness.
Simpsons.
Yeah,
Simpsons. That's what we're here to talk about.
Marge vs. the Monorail. First aired January 14th, 1993. On this day, don't think much interesting happened. David Letterman moved stations. Utah Jazz center Mark Eaton blocked 2 shots in a 96-89 win over Seattle Supersonics, becoming only the second player in NBA history to record 3,000 career blocks.
That was white noise.
Yeah, no, I know nothing about basketball. I'm just reading words on the screen here. I'm sure it means something to basketball fans.
It was basketball. All right. I didn't even know that. I'm very happy for the people that are happy about it. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. And in our music charts, continuing a theme, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You, #1 in both the US and the UK.
Awesome. Oh, since this is our third American guest, I'm really sorry if I've forgotten someone, but I'm going to ask it since the last guest we had was also a baseball fan. Are you a baseball fan, guest?
I watch baseball in like the playoffs and the Phillies are playing.
So you
Otherwise
spot
I'm
the
not.
Phillies.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I'm not. I don't follow baseball religiously. The only team I really like will actually go and sit down and watch a game on the TV is the Eagles.
Alright.
So that's other than that, like my sports consumption diet is not very rich, unfortunately. But Liam did at least convert me to enjoying football.
Football.
Yes.
I really hope there's a small Venn diagram of Eagles fans and Lord of the Rings fans that link the two, because the Eagles.
Brilliant.
That's
yeah, obviously.
That's my joke for the day. You
What?
won't get any more.
Why didn't they just have the Eagles carry them to Mordor?
Because they would have been shot down, or the dragons that Sauron commands would have fucking eaten them. There are myriad reasons why it didn't happen.
No, I mean the Philadelphia Eagles in a big bus.
Why don't they just hire actual eagles?
Yeah, exactly.
They'd be way better at catching the ball.
Just the Philadelphia Eagles just carrying hobbits on the shoulders.
They must have at least tried once to do some kind of like fun branding thing. They must have. I say must have. I hope they have.
I gotta say, since we had our last American guest, I have actually gotten into baseball. I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast before.
We
but
haven't.
like,
What?
yeah, no, I am now a baseball fan.
Who do you support?
Wow.
St. Louis.
The Cardinals.
Cardinals, that's the one.
Yeah, the Cardinals.
I'm such a big fan, I had to remember the name of the team.
The Cardinals is who they supported, so that's fair. So
yeah, it was because that's who Fixer was talking about. I was like, okay, I'm
yeah,
gonna
so you're
check
like,
this
all
out.
right,
And,
well,
yeah.
I have a mate that supports the Cardinals, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna support the
exactly.
Cardinal. That's fair, I think.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah.
No
Cool.
one. There are two ways you start supporting a team. Either you're born into it, like my supporting of Leeds United football. I don't give a flying fuck about football, but I do support Leeds, and that's not going to change. And yeah, or you are sort of grandfathered into it in the sense that you meet a friend that gets you into the sport, so you support their team because that's how that works. And if you ever change the team that you support, you are then immediately a fair weather fan, and you will never remove that moniker because you swapped teams, and thus you are a traitor.
No, actually, I stopped supporting the Washington football team because they went woke.
Oh no!
Have they got a name now, or are they still the football team?
They are the Washington Commanders now, which is a terrible
Oh yeah,
name.
because didn't they used to have like it was a Native American thing?
They were the Washington Redskins. Yes.
Redskins, yes. Good times. Back
That
when you
was
could say
my
whatever you
dad's
like.
team.
Your dad's team. Did he change because they went woke?
No,
No,
he's still
man.
not woke.
he's still not woke.
Yeah.
Just
It
going to
didn't
every game,
work,
but still
guys.
calling them the Redskins, or
I think a lot of people still call them the Redskins.
oh really?
I think it's hard to get rid of those kind of monikers, though. It as much as there are reasons to change the name, it's
Well, the
very
new
hard to get
name
rid
they
of it on
picked,
fan
I feel like,
perception.
is they deliberately sandbagged that. They made it worse. You know, the Cleveland Indians became the Cleveland Guardians, which are named after a set of statues on one of the bridges that leads into Cleveland, the Guardians of Traffic. And that name is actually pretty good, and it works really well, and they
Guardians, it's very
leaned into it.
forceful.
And the Commanders is just, well, what's a Washington commander? Is Washington known for commander?
They should have called it the Commandos, because then Commandos is just cool in general. And
Oh,
we
that
just
is
watched
cool.
Commando. We just watched Commando on the Arnold All for Arnold podcast. You go listen to that when it comes out, and I inevitably can be asked editing it. John did not like it.
It was very
Commando is a
mediocre
great
action
movie.
film.
It's a great movie. It's fucking stupid.
Anyway, I think they're going to rename the team a third time, is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
really?
Amazing.
Yeah, just because this name is not good.
It's not caught on.
Yeah. Well, everyone calls them the commies.
Oh my god! Yeah, I can see how that wouldn't fly. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't do like a fan naming, because then they'll just be called Baseball Baseball-y Face or something.
Oh yeah, no, that could only go
But that would
badly.
be very confusing since they're a football team.
Oh yeah, football, Bally McBallface. There you go.
City name, sports team.
Or maybe they should call them the baseball team just for the bit.
Yeah, call them the Washington Baseball.
Washington baseball team.
The
but they play
Washington
football.
baseball team.
Guys, Simpsons. Michael's not here.
I
We need
know.
Simpsons.
We're bringing
really
back
need some Simpsons.
we're bringing back the Senators, folks.
All right, we have a chalkboard gag. It is I will not eat things for money.
I mean, you should.
That's
how-
it depends
I
on the thing.
I made money doing that in high school.
It is, yeah, it is a way you can make money for sure.
Yeah. That's giving bad advice.
Your couch gag is everyone from Springfield is here. Like they fill up the Simpsons room.
Yeah,
it's
there's a home invasion, a mass home invasion.
Massive. Yeah.
Well, at least the police were there.
I don't know if that was much of a
It's
gag, but like,
facilitating the home invasion, yes.
Yeah, but John, they're never a gag.
they sometimes are a gag.
The ones that get me are the ones that they put like zero thought into. Like, what if they sat down and the couch fell backwards? Those ones genuinely make me laugh. The ones where they're clearly trying, I'm like, okay, this is very self-indulgent.
It's
like
just
the
effort posting now.
the one that you said was like that cost loads of money to animate. You know, the circus one.
Oh, the
like, with
circus one, yeah.
The like not cabaret. What's it called? The not line dancing. Where they kick
Kickline?
their feet.
Kickline?
Kickline. Yeah, with that one, I was like, okay, this is just self-indulgent and self-aggrandizing. I don't care. But yeah, when they sit on the couch and they all fall into it and their legs stick up in the air, hilarious.
Anyway, as mentioned, we're going to open with the Flintstones parody. We've got a whole thing where Homer sings his own version of the Flintstones theme.
I still sing this. This is probably
Yeah.
the most ingrained Simpsons bit in my head. Pure, easily. I love this bit. Just that he's about to hit a chestnut tree. It's so good.
The scream.
This is also a fun tidbit for anyone who's trying to figure out the location of Springfield in the United States. It is clearly somewhere that has not been affected by the chestnut blight.
Oh, okay. We did use way back in, I think, season 2, maybe even 1, that Springfield is actually in Peru.
Yeah.
They have condors there that you can only find in Peru.
Sandiluvian condors or something you said.
Or something like that, yeah.
Okay, so that I don't know if they've ever had the chestnut blight in Peru. I don't know what the Peruvian population of chestnuts is.
Also, in a weird way, like, as much as you say, like, you're always thinking about this song has been explicitly in my head for the last few weeks, and I don't know why. I don't know where it came from, but I've started humming it a lot, and I'm suddenly, for it to come up in the episode we're watching, I was like, oh, okay, this is weird.
No, it's also been stuck in my head for a few weeks too, actually.
Brilliant.
I don't know. This is a mind virus, which has appeared out of nowhere.
The Simpsons mind virus.
That's how we need.
Yes.
That's how we need to convert the non-woke to our woke agenda of be nice to people. We just need to come up with a catchy song.
Maybe it's just that's the woke mind virus. It's mutated. It's a new strain. We want the Omicron strain of the woke mind virus.
We're all going to develop Simpsons-based political views.
Oh, that would be we're all doomed.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to end well. Alright, let's have some actual stuff. Like, this is for a excellent intro. It is completely throwaway and has absolutely no bearing on anything else in the episode whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just nothing. The writers just thought, wouldn't this be funny?
That would be funny, and it is. It works perfectly.
It's hilarious.
It's great.
It's one of my favorite jokes of all time in The Simpsons. Bar none. It's so good.
Alrighty, so we open on Springfield Nuclear Power Plant. Lenny and Carl are sealing up some toxic waste at the end of the day. They're wondering about what happens to them. Maybe it gets buried in a mine, maybe it gets sent to a southern state, but that's not their problem. They're sleeping good tonight.
Yeah, yes. I just love that they high five.
Not my problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, well, I get paid.
It's clocking off time. I'm going. Toxic waste is somebody else's problem.
I like how this nuclear power plant seems to only accumulate 1 barrel of toxic waste every seemingly year.
I mean,
well, Homer's not doing anything for safety, so presumably they're not disposing of a lot of contaminated PPE.
This is true. I regularly forget that Homer is officially safety officer of the plant.
You could be forgiven for forgetting that, because he doesn't do a lot.
Yeah, because the show forgot it very quickly.
Yeah. Burns and Smithers turn up to apparently the owner of the power plant is the guy who's responsible for disposing of this, I guess.
Sure.
A lot of people they don't realize that Mr. Burns has a very hands-on management style.
Apparently
He's down there in the trenches with everyone else.
He likes to be involved.
Yes.
Maybe it's the radiation that's actually keeping him alive, though. We do wonder how he survives all of these things.
There is an actual theory that small doses of radiation may improve resistance to cancers.
That seems backwards.
There's a lot of nuclear scientists who have lived a lot longer than they should have.
Oh, okay.
And also some who have lived a lot shorter than they should have. But,
And some that have gone on to save New York City from an alien attack, but we won't talk about them. We're not allowed to.
What we do need to do is popularize this theory somewhere around, I don't know, Silicon Valley, and see if we can get Elon Musk microdosing uranium.
Yeah, absolutely. and because I'm in the UK, so I'm sorry to our lovely American guest who cannot legally get involved in this joke, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Can the next CEO that shot be Elon Musk? Can that happen, please? Please, fuck that guy. He's an absolute monster. He's the worst person ever. Fucking.
This is America. We have free speech. It's not like the libel laws over there, where like I don't know, they just shoot you if you say something bad about I don't know. Who throw out a British celebrity.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling, exactly.
I do just want to point out that a woman has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for saying deny, defend, depose to a customer service agent on her
This
insurance
is true.
phone call.
That did happen. They interpreted that as a death threat.
Yeah,
I guess.
I was going to say, how far does free speech extend? Does it extend to credible threats against rich people?
Oh, I mean, if I were going to say I am going to go to Hawthorne Airport next week and assassinate Elon Musk, I would be thrown in jail.
Yeah.
So I have to be more vague about that.
So it's a good job you didn't just say that on a podcast.
Well, I was
We
using
can
it as
edit
an
it and-
example.
We can't edit that and make it sound heinous at all.
Just saving that specifically as a drop. I'll have that, thanks.
Have that as the soundbite whenever you enter a Discord call.
Anyway, what are Burns and Smithers going to do with this toxic waste? Maybe the playground? No. Too
Just
many
bold
children.
children causing a scene.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Reading Frinkiac now is the first time I've actually heard that line properly. I didn't realize he said bald children. I always thought he was like bold, like, oh, the kids are getting curious and nosy, like they're being bold. I always thought he said bold. I didn't realize he
they're
said
bold.
bald.
Yeah. Well,
That makes way more sense.
I mean, a lot of the children in Simpsons are bald.
That is true.
That is true. Is that because of the radiation?
And a lot of the children in Simpsons are bold. So,
Yeah,
it's
true
either
enough.
way it fits.
Either
It's all
way, they
radiation.
decide.
It's all
Yeah,
radiation.
yeah.
It really is, though. That's any of the weird shit that happens in Simpsons. You could just say, well, there is radiation just buried
There's
amongst
radiation
the entire
everywhere,
town.
yeah.
Anyway, they decide to take it to the park and jam it in a tree, I guess.
That last tree held 9 barrels.
And the tree's got tentacles, and there's the squirrel with the laser beam eyes. It's great.
And the frog
It's a great
tongue.
gag. Yeah.
This is another extremely high effort gag for like
Yeah.
a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what a lot of the gags in this episode are, and kind of the next one, is that they're not relevant to the episode, really. They're just, the writers thought it'd be funny, so let's put it in.
Yeah. I mean, like this one definitely. I think the next one. I don't know. I was a little cooler on the next one, but we will get there. We got some monorails to get through.
This is back when, it was worth it to pay animators as opposed to now. I don't know, they try to do it with AI or something.
Oh god!
Yeah.
Like how long before we get an AI Simpsons?
AI Simpsons episode. They'll do an AI couch gag pretty soon, I'm sure.
I think, yeah, all can.
Entirely possible.
Even if they don't animate them with AI, they will come up with them via AI from now on, because they can't be asked to even think that hard.
Yeah, just chat GPT, please give me 15 couch gags for the season.
Yeah, we're going to watch Homer Simpson delve into the couch.
Delve. I don't like the word delve in this situation. Marge, I'm delving.
Anyway, the EPA shows up. Agent Malone from the Environmental Protection Agency.
I wish the EPA was actually like this.
What, that they did
Freeze,
work?
EPA!
Get your little EPA badge out.
It's the new 3-letter agency.
Yeah. EPA,
We saw you littering. They
Don't you know
in
that's
the
not
EPA bag.
biodegradable?
Yeah. You can recycle that.
There's a bin right there. Sorry, it's American. There's a trash can right there.
Yes.
They wouldn't say bin.
Yep, Burns is in trouble for his little game of hide the ooze.
Hide the ooze.
and gets taken to court for apparently a fine of $3 million.
This happens incredibly rapidly.
Yeah, it really does. I mean,
Because
like,
it's all to service the actual plot.
oh yeah.
It's
absolutely.
another. I guess this is another like classic kind of Simpsons bait and switch. Because you could do a whole episode about this easily, I think. Of Mr. Burns like either trying to hide the ooze or on trial for hiding the ooze. Either one of those could be an episode.
So yeah, he gets fined what's frankly pocket change to Burns. They even basically make the
My
joke
wallet
about
is in
that.
my left side pocket. I'm surprised they didn't do a Smithers getting to feel up Mr. Burns kind of bit. But I don't know if it's too early in Simpsons or just too 1993 to make that kind of joke about Smithers being happy to go into Mr. Burns's pants.
I was about to say they really have to ramp that up over time. It was not yet okay to be gay.
Yeah, very true. Because
good.
well, we talk about that, don't we? The Burns sexual. He's not gay. He's Burns sexual.
Yeah,
Yes.
early on it was that was how they pitched it basically. Yeah.
Look, he's attracted to wealth and power. I mean, what can you say?
Well, yeah, can't blame him.
That is why most women are attracted to Homer. He is wealthy. He just wastes it.
And he is powerful from all the radiation he's absorbed.
Justin, were you aware of Homer's actual salary?
Well, he is a union safety officer at a nuclear power plant. I gotta imagine it's gonna be north of 150,000.
That's what it would be now. In the 90s, someone worked it out to be about 83k a year.
Yeah, we had it pegged somewhere in like 80k-ish.
Yeah, I could see that. That sounds about right.
He is minted. But we also came to the conclusion that makes perfect sense. That the Simpsons never actually go bankrupt and why they can afford to do all these stupid things. The reason they're struggling for money is just because they're that fucking stupid.
Yes, that's a classic thing you do in America is you make a pretty decent amount of money and still go into a shitload of credit card debt.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah,
that's what keeps
the rules, right?
That's what keeps the capitalism engine running.
That is the American dream.
I want a shirt that says that's what keeps the capitalism engine running, and then on the back it just says choo-choo.
Exactly.
That's the MeUndies. Put that on some underwear. Sponsor us.
Bunch of credit cards on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like maybe I don't know if they're intending to say that. They probably were trying to say something about this, potentially, but, like, I feel like we're already, like, 3 minutes into the episode, we've already got, observations on society. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, the rich are just immune to laws because they just pay it and it's pennies. It's like, that's right there nakedly in the episode this time. They don't have to even dig for that, really.
Yeah,
Fine,
exactly. He just puts it right, and he buys the statue as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about it. And I'll take that statue of justice, too. Sold.
Yeah,
But it's not the right voice actor
brings down
for
the
the judge.
gavel like an auctioneer.
Yeah, it's not the right voice actor for the judge.
No? Oh,
It's
I
a
didn't
different
notice
voice
that.
actor than it usually is because it's
Interesting.
he's way higher pitched.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we cut to Simpsons around the dining table.
We also ignored the Hannibal Lecter reference of Mr. Bones.
Oh, shoot, yeah, we totally did, yeah.
Mr. Boner in the Boogeyman in the very traditional, I say traditional, classic Hannibal Lecter garb. He's got like the face mask on. And again, there's no reason for this. It's just the writers thought it'd be funny. And it is mildly
and
funny.
it is.
It is mildly funny to see Mr. Burns dressed as Hannibal Lecter.
It is. Yeah, it's funny that Mr. Burns is so evil he needs to be wheeled in a straitjacket.
Yep.
Anyway, Homer's reading the newspaper. The headline is Burns pays city $3 million, so we're now setting it up. Here's Burns' money. Town gets to use it. What are they going to do with it? My note here is $3 million is actually not a lot of money to invest at a city level, really.
That's
much
that's
with it.
about 10 feet of a subway tunnel.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be a lot.
Or an entire monorail.
Or
Apparently an entire monorail, yeah.
Because people have been doing the maths online, and since you're are you a civil engineer or what? We never actually went into your credentials.
I studied civil engineering in college,
Okay.
and then I never got my PE license, so I'm just a guy technically. But I do host a podcast about engineering disasters.
Yeah. We're all just guys deep down.
Exactly.
Yeah, they've been talking on like Reddit and stuff like that about the fact that Elon Musk wants to build a fucking tunnel from America to Europe or whatever. Some stupid, like, yeah. And he said he could do it for 25 billion or something like that. And then people pointed out, well, the one from England to France cost 30 billion. So how many corners are you going to have to cut to build it?
Has Elon even got the tiny little one in Las Vegas working yet?
Elon Musk hasn't done
barely.
anything.
It backs up with traffic pretty constantly. Apparently, it's not a very good people mover system.
Oh man, can you imagine being stuck in a traffic jam under the Atlantic?
I mean, I imagine if they use that system on a transatlantic tunnel and you're going underneath the Atlantic at 35 miles an hour.
Oh, God.
That's not going to work.
If that tunnel existed, I would just say no. Even if it's faster, I'd be like, nah, I'll get a plane. I'm not...
Yeah, no, the serious proposals for a transatlantic tunnel, there have been them in the past, at least acknowledge that this is something that's going to take trillions of dollars and several decades to do in order to build, the 10,000 mile an hour vacuum tube train that gets you from New York to Paris in 45 minutes. That's not something we're likely to see in our lifetimes.
But the dude hasn't delivered on any of promises.
He's never delivered a single thing.
He hasn't even gotten rid of the bots on Twitter.
Nah,
he hasn't even managed that. He hasn't even gotten people to stop calling it Twitter.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, the whole tunnel thing has been bizarre to watch happen, especially they are trying to expand the Las Vegas system, but they're doing it in weird haphazard ways. So there's like one tunnel that's the people mover for the convention center, but now there's a second tunnel completely detached from that, which goes from a hotel to the convention center but doesn't link up to the other tunnels, and is only one tunnel. So all you can do is have one car shuttle back and forth in the one tunnel.
The thing is I think it's a problem with society in general, and this will be my last word on it because obviously this is a Simpsons podcast.
Yeah.
But we just like to start things now. The tunnel from England to France, we took years to plan it, years to build it, Whereas now we say, we're going to do this thing, and then we start the next year, and it's like, that is not enough time to plan this. This is not in any way enough time to plan. Even with the years of planning of the Transpennine Express, we missed. We calculated it, and we still fucking missed, because we tunneled from both sides, and we missed.
Oops.
So, less than a year's planning, you think you're going to get it right? Fucking no.
I was gonna say the Channel Tunnel was a centuries-long project because there was an actual tunnel that was bored. They got I think 2 or 3 miles out before it was canceled in like the 1890s or something.
Jesus, that's crazy.
They actually ran into the construction works when they were building the new one.
Oh wow! Hey, somebody already did this bit for us.
Yeah,
exactly.
Thanks,
Somewhere in the Channel Tunnel, there's a manhole in the side of the wall that leads to the older tunnel.
I'm surprised that's not
cool.
like a museum-y, PC kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's too hard to get to.
Yeah, hard to get people in there. Yeah, especially hard
Stop
to get
the
people
train.
out.
Yeah.
And willing to go there.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go in this weird hole underwater? Actually, some people like that
obviously.
thing, that sort of thing.
Not for very long, I've heard. It's what happened there. Anyway, Simpsons.
Anyway,
40 minutes in.
Yeah.
3 minutes into the episode. Yep. Lisa wants to invest the money in the school. She thinks they could buy some VR helmets.
We really have been obsessed with AI for so long.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And virtual reality. We just really have wanted it.
Classic sci-fi staple,
Well,
isn't
because
it?
even before this, like, because it was it the 80s that the Nintendo VR headset was out? I've genuinely forgotten what it was
like
called.
the Virtual
when it came
Boy?
out. The Virtual Boy, yeah, that was the 80s, right?
Probably, I think so.
Yeah, because it made a kid's eyes bleed.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Hell yeah. That's how you know it's working.
That's,
it was
yeah.
95 was the Virtual Boy. It's not actually even out yet at the time of this episode airing.
damn.
Lisa's wanting some prototype Virtual Boys.
Simpsons was prescient once again.
Yes.
Yep, Simpsons predicted the Virtual Boy. That's what we've got from this.
Yeah.
Bart would like the town to invest all of its money in an army of robotic ants for him and him alone, which, bold strategy.
I don't think 3 million would cover that.
I would ask for a cost-benefit analysis on that one. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying,
Well, I mean, let's have a discussion, but...
We'll have the discussion. Are the robot ants a good idea? I don't know. We should find out.
And then he just shows you a drawing of Skinner being bitten in half, and everyone's like, sold, done, do it.
Sold, yep, absolutely.
Sounds like a good idea.
Skinner in the corner just like, oh no.
All in favour, me. All against, just Skinner. Oh, poor Skinner.
Oh, Skinner. He's been betrayed just like he was betrayed back in Nam.
Yes.
No, we didn't get any Nam bits today.
No, I missed the Nam bits.
Anyway, everyone's going to Town Hall for a meeting. Everyone in Springfield showed up for this, observes Marge.
Yep, and then they immediately cut to everyone being robbed.
Yes.
Can
this
this
is a
town
good bit.
get any dumber? I always find it really, really funny to me though when oh no, because they don't say dumber, they say stupider, and that's the thing is when people say, "Can you get any stupider?" I'm like, well, you've made yourself sound like an idiot because you used the word stupider, which isn't a fucking word. So I always find those bits doubly funny.
What? You can be stupider. That's a word.
It's not a word.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a word. It sounds
Right.
terrible. Just say
Definitely a
dumber
word.
or more stupid.
No, I agree with you on the economy of syllables aspect. I'm just saying it is a word.
Oh, we have to find this out now, right? The first Google's already happening.
Okay, fine.
Stupider.
God damn it.
Stupid is the comparative form of the adjective stupid. Because stupid is a two-syllable word, its comparative form can be created. Oh, I hate that that's a word.
Yes.
The English language is just whatever the fuck you want it to be, really. It's
Yeah.
made of
Exactly.
so much nonsense.
It's the bastard child of German, French.
That's the brilliance
and
of
Norse.
it. That's why I love English. There's so many words.
So many words, yay!
And if there isn't a word, you can make a word.
This is true. That is the rule of language, though. Realistically, if there isn't a word, you make a word. That's just language.
Yes.
Yeah, I think few languages are quite as much of a bodge as English, though.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Simpsons.
Anyway,
Simpsons.
Quimby is trying to start a meeting. He wants to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Nobody wants the Pledge of Allegiance.
Get
he wants
to the
review
money.
the minutes from the last meeting,
Get to the money.
which, to be fair, is how meetings work. Yes, let's review the minute. Who has ever wanted to review the minutes from the last meeting?
No one wants
never.
to review the minutes
Has
from
it
the
ever
last
been
meeting.
relevant? It's never needed.
It's
I like
never
that
come
Quimby
up.
is like running like a New England town hall here. Like it implies that there have been dozens of these massive town meetings before. Just no one showed up for them.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
just
likely.
him.
Yeah.
Poor
It's
mate
Quimby and like Mole Man.
Yeah. It's my kind of meeting.
The secret power behind the curtain, Mole Man pulling the strings.
Mole Man's the only guy who shows up to make decisions for the town.
That's why the
Explains
town's
so
in such
much.
a fucking state.
Yeah.
3/4 of organizing is showing up.
Absolutely.
Right, well, we got Maud would like to hire firemen to put out the blaze on the east side of town. Burns has put on a mustache and a clever disguise. He calls
Yep.
himself Mr. Snrub. Right, he
Mr.
comes from
Snrub,
someplace
yes.
far
Mr. Snub.
away.
That will do.
That somehow that is a line that has come up surprisingly often in my life. I
Yeah.
don't know why. He would like to invest the money in the nuclear power plant. Surprise, surprise.
Everyone looks all dubious at him, and then Smithers pulls out a fucking grappling gun.
All
love the
themselves
dramatic
right out of
music.
the town
I
hall.
fucking love that whole bit. Just the music, the intensity, everything. It's great. Burns and
Also,
Smithers
once again,
make
just
an
throw
episode.
away bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Apu thinks America is not investing enough money in the police, which, okay.
He's been shot 8 times and then fucking
Almost
Chief Wiggum
missed
says,
work because of it.
yeah, almost missed work. Yeah, and then fucking Chief Wiggum just going, baby.
Marge would like to repair Main Street.
Marge wants to do paving. Marge is car-brained.
Marge just wants to, like, fix basic infrastructure.
She isn't train-pilled like us, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking idiot.
So we see the disrepair it's been in. Homer, and Homer being the example here, but implied everybody is driving around with, like, winter chains still on tires.
And we're having a huge weight.
Yeah, carrying a grand piano strapped to the roof.
Woo,
yes.
Look at that pavement fly.
We got a great gag of a massive pothole that popcorn truck drives into and it fills it with the popcorn.
Yes.
That fucking got me, man. I love as he falls, he just goes, woo. That's it. He doesn't scream or yell or anything. He just goes, woo. It's as if it's a mild inconvenience. Woo.
Yeah, and then a bunch of flames leap out of the pit, presumably roasting him alive, killing him instantly. And then the popcorn pops up.
Yeah, it's enough popcorn to fill the gap as well. do either of you know how, like, hard or dramatic or what specific way a car would have to fall to actually explode?
No.
Because it's not true, is it? The cars don't fall and explode.
It depends on the car. If it's a Ford Pinto, it might just blow up.
What, just for
but if it's a
existing?
step van, yeah, if it's a step van, I don't know. You'd have to hit it really hard and in just the right spot.
Yeah.
Well, this one landed directly on the fuel tank. I don't know. Something like that.
If it's a Tesla,
anything can happen.
Exactly.
It might burst into flames because you drove it, yeah.
Yeah. The first Cybertruck popcorn truck.
Cyber popcorn truck. Oh my god.
That would be about their level of usefulness, is producing popcorn.
They're not. They don't even hold that much stuff. You can get like one bag of popcorn in the back.
I was about to
No, they're for
say,
big manly loads. They're for men's work, don't you know?
Can you even put a fifth wheel hitch on those things? I don't think so.
No. So, all of the examples of Cybertrucks actually doing anything impressive, they are heavily modded Cybertrucks, and it's really funny to me that that's the case. It's like, even you, the guy that bought the car, knows it is shit. You just don't admit it to yourself.
Mm-hmm. This is a surprisingly anti-Elon Musk episode. I mean, I'm here for it, though, you know.
My life is anti-Elon Musk.
I mean, there's very little else you can do these days other than yell at Elon Musk.
Yeah. He bought America. What else do you fucking want to complain about right now?
Exactly. He's gonna go rip everything out using his Doge. Very annoying.
Oh, no. Anyway, speaking of old men yelling about things, Abe Simpson's here to oppose Marge Simpson's plan. Very sarcastically, we could fix up Main Street, we could put all our eggs in one basket. The town does not pick up on his sarcasm.
Yeah.
They love his plan.
It's so good. I love, that they start cheering and then they're like all in favor of Abe's plan.
Abe's plan, yeah. I ain't for it, I'm again it.
I've said this before. Abe Simpson makes an episode. Burns and Smithers make an episode. Putting them both in the episode for single bits is just gold.
Definitely characters you love to see.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely, yeah, for sure. Speaking of people we love to see, Phil Hartman's here.
Yes. We have Professor Harold Hill.
Harold Hill?
Of The Music Man.
Oh, okay. All right. You made a reference I did not get, but okay. Cool. He is La Lanley, who I guess is a parody of Harold Hill?
Yes.
I guess, yeah.
He's here to sell, instead of a boys band, he's here to sell a monorail.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I'm guessing this is a reference to the song You've Got Trouble, right? Or You Got Trouble.
Yes.
That's the outfit he's wearing, is You Got Trouble.
Are you aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community?
It's a very interesting song. Go listen to it, guys.
Mm-hmm. I knew this. I knew it was like a reference to a musical, but like I have not seen
I had
it.
to
So,
learn
like,
this
you know,
song
this
as
is
a
quite
monologue.
lost on me.
I'd say it's a good one. I enjoy that. I enjoy that movie a lot, actually. There's lots of good, stupid Americana in there.
Simpsons.
Anyway, Lyle Lanley is here to pitch to the town his monorail idea. Although
Monorail.
he you know, he teases them first, like, oh, this is not a Springfield thing. It's
This is
a
more like a
Shelbyville idea.
Shelbyville idea.
Which I think this is probably where we first start to get the hints of the
Shelbyville
rivalry between the two towns. Yeah, I mean, it's been mentioned before, but it's the first time we're like, oh, no, this is for this other town, not for you guys.
Shelbyville's been mentioned, but I don't think a rivalry's really been brought up at this point.
So he's going to present the monorail. He's sold monorails to Brockway, Ogdenville, and North Haverbrook.
Yes.
Like, Gilmer put them on the map.
And he shows a map that he drew.
And it does
It
have
has
them on
all
it.
3 towns on it.
And they're on the map.
Yeah. They're also all pretty far apart from each other.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And this leads him into the, you know it, I know it, we all know it, the famous Monorail song.
Is it famous?
I feel like it must be.
It lasts like a minute and it's okay. This song was
It's pretty
fine.
good. Okay, fine.
It was fine.
I
Like,
like
there's
it.
nothing memorable about it. The only bit that's memorable is the end where Homer fucks it up.
It is a little shorter than I remember it. I will say that much. It felt longer when I first saw this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is relatively short. I mean, I wouldn't call it forgettable because you're always.
I'm just
is there a
miserable
chance
cunt.
the tracks will bend? Not on your life, my Hindu friend.
Yeah, it's got a lot of memorable lines. Yeah, I think I felt the same. I was like, when watching this episode this time, I was like, huh, I did think that bit was longer than it was, honestly. Yeah. But, I don't know.
I thought there was more than one musical number, to be honest. I guess there was because there was the Flintstones opening.
Yeah. So yeah, we get the musical number. Everyone suddenly loves a monorail. Everyone's converted. Everyone's qualms are assuaged.
Marge is saying that she still thinks they should have fixed it up Main Street as they're driving on Main Street and the car is bouncing like crazy. I love Homer's response though, because it is so real as well that she should have come up with a catchy song.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that is true. If you want someone to get behind your idea, come up with a catchy song. That's
You need a
why
song, you need a
advertisements
jingle.
work.
This is true. Okay.
Something that gets stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we're going to get bike lanes installed, folks.
Absolutely. Maybe there's something to this. Like, if we want to actually,
dude,
like,
I fucking genuinely, like, this is a great example of this. Have you guys ever seen the video of the guy singing as he tells people to get out of the bike rail?
Yes.
Yeah, please
No.
get out of the bike lane. Please get out of the bike lane. Thank you, please move.
brilliant.
That, I haven't watched that in maybe 10 years.
That's the
And
guy
he
on the Brooklyn
went-
Bridge, right?
Yeah, and I thought, dude, that's fucking genius. That I genuinely, when I see bike lanes, don't stand in them because I hear that guy's voice in my head.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Now we know how to actually affect meaningful political change.
Again,
We
if
need
you
to
want to
hire
get people
musicians.
onto the gay agenda, come up with a catchy song. The gay agenda, again, being just be nice to people.
I believe that is every musical.
Yeah, I was
you
going
got
to
me there,
say,
you got
like,
me
gay
there.
agenda.
Anyway, somehow Lyle Lanley talked his way into being a guest speaker to a class of second graders because he's here to talk to the kids.
Sometimes that sort of stuff just happens, you know?
Well, it's a great example of how small towns like this are manipulated by actual big companies, or how the American people are indoctrinated. If you get a kid to believe in Trump, yeah, that kid's not going to be old enough to vote, but he's going to mention it to his friends, and then all of those children are then going to mention it to their parents. It is an actual, like, method of indoctrination.
Yeah, I mean, like you are like weirdly. I'm going to derail things on an episode where we're already running way too long, but
Wait, it happened with the last guest. It's fine.
Yeah, guests do that, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I do recall an election a while back where like there was a weird sounding candidate, and I looked him up, and it was like a 96-year-old guy with like insane conspiracy crackpot theories who wanted to replace currency with just like a system of good deeds.
I kind of like that though. I'm
that
convinced
great.
by this guy actually. Yeah.
I'm already sold. I'm moving. I'm
where
becoming a
can I
citizen
go to
just so
vote
I
for
can
this guy?
vote.
This was like 10 years ago. He was in his 90s then. I don't think he's still around.
Ah, damn.
But also, the only campaigning he appeared to have done was at like a
Children's
high school.
schools?
Yeah, yeah. He went to a school. He went to like a girls' boarding school, and like that was
now
it.
I don't like him anymore. Now I feel
that's weird.
skeeved
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So, yep, that's my story. Anyway, kids have got questions. Lisa's got the only worthwhile question in the class, I guess. She would like him to explain why we should build a mass transit system in a small town with a centralized population.
Mm-hmm. And he,
Lisa
manipulates them.
demonstrates her car brain there.
She's car-pilled.
Mm-hmm.
Lyle tells her that's the most intelligent question he's ever been asked, but because nobody would understand it, he's not going to bother answering that. So
Even the teacher, and then she giggles and she's won over by the charismatic, handsome man. Because that is always what happens with Lisa.
Mm-hmm. We get a advert for Truckosaurus, the movie.
We need more Truckosaurus in the world.
Yeah. This is absolutely reused footage because it's literally eating a Simpsons car.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice. I was too busy being excited about the giant robot. I was too busy being like, yeah, Truckosaurus.
And we also get an advert for becoming a monorail conductor.
Monorail.
We get to see, are you stuck in a dead-end job? Are you squandering your life? Are you spending all day watching TV? We get to see a guy who looks a lot like Homer sat in front of the TV.
You stuck in a dead-end job, head of safety at a nuclear power plant.
Earning $83K a year.
Yeah. You got a pension. You got a union. You got cost of living increases every year for the rest of your life.
Homer is in no position to ever complain. Yeah, he is an idiot.
Yeah, Homer's got such a great job. I mean,
yeah, because he's not done any work.
Yeah, there seems to be no accountability here. He just like sleeps on the job all day, every day, and gets paid $80K to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
And there's never been a serious enough nuclear incident for anyone to pay attention.
Well, there's been one, isn't there? There's the one where he randomly pressed a button and then he saved is it the Shelbyville nuclear power plant? He saved that by randomly pressing a button.
Yes.
And then everyone's like, "That's how you did it." And that's the only time. And even then, he keeps his job and is fine.
Yep. I mean, he did save the power plant.
Yeah, he still saved the power plant.
He's got a good union.
A very good union.
Apparently so, yeah. Anyway, this advert is enough to entice Homer to sign up to become a monorail conductor at the Lanley Institute.
Marge, I'm going to be a monorail conductor, but it's my dream. I loved the invading his dream was to run across
out on the field.
Yeah, baseball
during
pitch,
a baseball game, yeah.
And it cost them the season kind of
thing.
Yeah,
the headline.
They had to forfeit the pennant, yeah.
I think we touched on it before. I think that's kind of a recurring gag of Homer's lifelong dream changes like every couple of days.
Every other day.
Yeah.
Well, because he keeps achieving so many of them.
Yeah, he has to. He has to achieve them. Otherwise, there'd be no
That's
episode.
True.
It would be a right downer if he didn't achieve his dream. You know,
that's fair. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you got me on that one. Yeah, like he needs new dreams because he keeps accomplishing them.
Yeah, because he has the wealth and power associated with a good union job.
Yeah, exactly.
You can actually go out and do things.
Remember when we could go out and do things, guys? Good times.
You can cost the isotopes the pennant anytime you want. You don't need a union job for that.
That's a good point. But, you know, it was probably union lawyers who bailed him out of prison.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we see the Lanley Institute does not quite match the photo in the advert. It's it's kind of a cupboard kind of thing, well, classroom kind of thing, but
Yeah.
with a scrawled note taped to the door. Lyle would love to know if anybody here is an investigative reporter.
So I am. She is too. I'd like you to leave. Should we take our hidden camera? Please do. What the fuck?
The guy takes off his turban, and,
Yeah.
and the hidden camera's in there.
It's so good. If you're ever in a lecture and anyone says, is anyone an investigative reporter? You should just get up and leave, because whatever you're about to witness is going to be bad.
Anyway, we cut to Bart helping Homer train for his MCAT, which is the monorail conductor's aptitude test.
Isn't that also an actual acronym?
It's the medical college admissions test, I think.
There you
Yeah.
go, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
Something
thinking.
like that.
Yeah. True or false? You get mono from riding the monorail.
False. Oh wait, no, maybe
No.
it's true.
No, it was false. You are going to be a monorail conductor.
Doesn't Bart make another one? Another one of his like, I respect you in this moment.
Yeah,
Yikes.
kind of. Yeah, I used to think you were stuck in an emasculating go-nowhere job.
He makes $83K a year, Bart.
He's in charge of like thousands of people.
He is genuinely one of the few barriers to imminent death in Springfield.
Homer is a
cannot
pillar
call
of his
that
community.
emasculating.
It's a highly respectable job. Yeah,
Yeah.
like...
Homer, Homer is one of the most important people in Springfield.
That's true. Yeah. Homer has single-handedly stopped disaster from occurring every day for decades.
Yeah, he is. It's one of those things, like, it's one of the few, like, where I can't suspend my disbelief sometimes is when Bart says things like this, because I'm like, I get that they're doing it for the bit, but if you stop and think about it for a nanosecond, it makes no fucking sense that Bart has anything but admiration for Homer, because Homer is everything Bart wants to be.
I feel like back in the 1990s, we had less admiration for blue-collar jobs.
Yeah.
That time, that era, it was like people didn't realize, oh, my white-collar job is about to become absolute shit garbage over the next 20 years.
Yeah, it's almost as if bigger corporations took advantage of our pride for white-collar work to sneak in things that we thought might be good and turned out to absolutely ruin the workforce and everyone's lives.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Homer Simpson, who's in the union of, I forget what the actual card was, like the union of jazz musicians, nuclear technicians, and a third thing. They seem to be protecting his job pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Homer's set, man. So anyway, the moral of the story is fuck Bart.
Yeah.
That's the moral.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bart's an idiot.
Yeah, but he does want to follow in Homer's footsteps, so
Now he does.
now you respect him. Now he wants to become a monorail conductor.
I'd be a monorail conductor. It sounds very fucking easy.
We get a little bit of a clip of the monorail being constructed. This thing has gone up astonishingly fast.
Yeah.
Very, very quick, yes.
Again, going back to our discussion earlier about how long
Yeah,
public
roughly how
infrastructure
long would
projects
this
take.
take? How roughly how long would building a monorail in a town like Springfield take?
I would imagine, with the planning and everything, especially modern American planning, which is very, very, very slow. Now, it's very slow and also produces bad results. That's one of the big problems. This would be like a decade-long process at least.
Yeah. Well, this was really fast and produced bad results, so it's better.
Bart would be in college. Actually, Bart would be out of college because
Yes.
he'd be 20.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we see Barney in charge of, like, directing the crane here. It
Oh
does
yeah,
not
because
go well.
they say that in the advert, don't they? For it, or in the song.
In the song,
For
yeah.
Monorail, they say you'll get cushy jobs or something.
about
and
it? Yeah.
And Barney's
Yes.
the one that celebrates, so then of course Barney's the one that gets the new job. But Barney
he
is
does get a
always the
cushy
one
job.
that gets the new job because Barney is always permanently unemployed. So whenever
I mean,
there's
he's
like
employed
a new...
now.
He's
Yeah, but that's my
permanently
point, yeah.
unemployed and with a 45-page resume as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He helped
Gotta
build
trim
the
that down.
monorail in Springfield. Don't think about where the monorail is now. Just think about the fact that I helped build the monorail in Springfield.
I would be putting that on my CV, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even a failed monorail, saying you helped build it is still a fucking boon on your CV, I think.
I was about to say, he has crane operator on his resume now. He's an operating engineer. I mean, Barney should have a union, too.
Yeah. But isn't that kind of one of the gags of Barney, is that realistically Barney should have like an incredibly good life if he stopped drinking?
Yes.
Like that's
I
the
think we kind of
bit
saw
of
that
him.
with Mr. Plow,
He
yeah.
could produce, well, yeah, because he becomes an astronaut, right?
Oh, that too, yeah.
He's
yeah.
also like an incredible singer. Like that was one of the episodes or bits in Simpsons at some point, is that Barney's an amazing singer.
He produces that art film about his alcoholism.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's an incredibly talented individual. He's also
Yep.
he also just lives in Springfield.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get a bed scene between Homer and Marge. They're discussing sort of the risks of being on a monorail.
Yeah.
It goes over 150 mile an hour. I don't know how fast monorails normally go. How fast do monorails normally go? Do you know?
It depends on the monorail. I would say 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, I didn't think they were that fast.
That's
No.
way
Yeah,
slower than I
I-
thought it'd be.
Anything that's like high speed is probably a maglev. You have like the Shanghai maglev that goes like 200 and something. And
Yeah.
you have I don't know if you would call the Japanese maglev a monorail as such. It is more in a trench. That one goes 350 miles an hour or something like that.
Is that the bullet train?
No, the bullet train is a regular train.
Seriously, it's a train?
Yeah, it's just a train.
I thought that was just like an anachronism.
No.
I thought the bullet train was like becoming the maglev version.
No, they're building a
misunderstood something.
second line between Tokyo and whatchamacallit, Osaka, I want to say, to complement the existing bullet train line, which is overcrowded. That one's going to be maglev. That one's going to go twice as fast.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, the actual Shinkansen, that was planned out so early. They originally thought to use steam locomotives on it.
Wow.
Jesus. To bring it back to media, the film Bullet Train, it's fucking great. Go watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that
I gotta
movie.
be honest, I really want to see a steam bullet train now, though.
Steam
Oh
Bullet
yeah,
Train.
that would have been really cool. But then
Go
World
watch
War
Back
II
to the
happened.
Future 3.
Yeah,
happens
okay.
in there.
Yeah, that's true.
They achieve
It's not
88
not very
miles per
bullety, though, but yeah, okay.
Hey, it works, okay? They get Back to the Future.
It does fly,
Again.
which is more than can be said for most trains.
Exactly.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
But usually when the train flies, that's a signal a bad thing is going to happen.
Thing happening.
Yeah.
That's technically not flying. We just like to call it that so people stop screaming.
It's falling with style.
Yes.
Put that in the crash report.
The train proceeded to fall, in brackets, with style.
Yes.
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Yes.
Barney's operating the crane. He turns to say hello to Homer, so he waves, which then he does the universal signal for drop the load, so they
Yes.
drop it on a house. I fucking love Barney's line though. I hate that sound. That's so good because it's such, again, like in terms of like writing and construction of a gag, it tells you immediately that this has happened multiple times today.
Yes.
And that they're still hiring. They still kept Barney on. They're
It's
just
like,
like,
you can keep
it's all right,
doing it, yeah.
just keep, you'll get it next time, bud.
Well, yeah, because Carl and Lenny are the only other two people you could hire, and they've decided to stick with the nuclear plant. So you know.
They're very proud of their job.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're sleeping well tonight.
High five.
Anyway, yeah, Homer and Marge talking about the risks. Homer was like, oh, what about the risk? What if I'm taking a shower and slip on a bar of soap?
Oh my god, I could be killed.
He suddenly realizes the risks. I don't know why, that's a weird line that's kind of stuck with me. I'm like, what if I'm taking a shower and slip on a bar of soap? No, that one sticks in my brain.
Do you frequently leave soap on the bottom of your shower?
I do not. No. I have absolutely zero risk of that happening.
How many people still use bars of soap, though, really?
For washing my hands, yeah. Not for washing in the shower.
Why don't you just get a squeegee?
Squeegeeing my hands.
No, like a hand soap dispenser.
Oh, Because I found some fancy soap that came in a bar form and it smelled nice, and I was
In a
like,
bar
I want a
form?
fancy soap.
Not
Yeah,
like
there's
that
a
amusing.
bar of fancy
Came in a
soap, and I
bar
wanted a bar
form.
of
Oh,
fancy
how
soap.
quaint. Jeeves,
What
get
do you
me
want
my
from me?
soap in the form of a bar. Kill a pheasant on your way there. I fancy supper.
Anyway, Homer tries to turn his risk, his job risk into something sexy, I guess. I don't know, this is a weird turn of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if I undo this button? No. What if I talk like this?
Then he starts singing a song that I absolutely had to look up because I was like, what is this song? And it's apparently from the 15th century.
Homer is incredibly smart and well cultured. He just doesn't tell people, man.
He doesn't know he's smart.
Well, he's got the crayon up there. That's why.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is apparently the riddle song. It was a lullaby invented in the 15th century that somehow is still kicking around today. Why Homer decided to sing this seductively at this point in time is forever a mystery, I think.
Well, it's fine, though, because he got distracted at the thought of chicken.
Yes.
Chicken.
Chicken.
The thought of food, I'm no longer horny.
That's very accurate. I feel like most men can relate to that. It's like, we all bang on about how great sex is, but have you ever had just like that perfect BLT, on a hot day?
Oh, I have had that perfect BLT. My God.
Yeah, I love a BLT, man. I would push people into traffic for a good BLT.
Yeah.
Fuck those people. They were in the way. Anyways.
Back to our Monorail College. Lyle Lanley is wrapping things up with an explanation that mono means one and rail means rail. That concludes our intensive 3-week course.
Yep. Who gets to be the conductor?
He vaguely gestures at the room, says, yeah, this guy stands out. Homer's like, is that me? Yep, that's how we pick in him.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, it's you.
Yep. I think it's only fair.
There is a Chan image board based off of this joke.
Mm?
One Chan. It's the only good of the Chans.
Is it, though?
1 equals 1, Chan equals rail. It's just about trains.
Oh, sick.
Brilliant. Oh my god. Okay. Fine.
I like trains.
Everyone likes trains.
Trains are cool.
People who don't like trains are lying to themselves.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
This guy gets it.
We got to the news. Ken Brockman is introducing the town to their new monorail conductor. It's Homer. They've got a file photo.
With a load of
He is
cigarettes in
smoking
his
a
mouth.
million cigarettes.
That was Homer probably beating a world record or something.
Possibly. I can't remember if this picture's been used before.
I
This
feel
is a
like
very
that's been
surprisingly
used
famous
before.
Picture.
Yeah.
That's just the one picture they've got on file for Homer.
Well, there's the one they also use as well of him like sneezing on like a celebrity or something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Homer introduces the family to the cockpit of the monorail, where he shows them the snack holder, where you
Yeah.
can put your beverage, or if you will, cupcake.
A cupcake, yes.
Marge has a look in one of the cupboards and finds a family of possums.
Where the fire extinguisher should be.
hmm Homer calls the big one Bitey.
I call the big one Bitey. This is also another one of those massively quote. Genuinely, I feel like this bit is quoted so much that most people forget it's from The Simpsons. I call the big one Bitey.
Yeah, probably.
This is actually remarkably similar to a real monorail, the Shanghai Maglev.
Did
Which
it
if
also
you've
have
ever
a family
seen
of possums?
if you've ever seen pictures inside the cab, you can really tell that this was a prototype that just got sold to someone, because it is like just drywall and a desk in there.
Amazing.
Wow. Marge is concerned about all of the above, really, and goes to see Mr. Lamley.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about gestures just to everything.
Yeah, gestures at the whole monorail project in general, I think.
Gestures at Homer.
She knocks on the door. There's no answer. She goes in. She has a look through his notebook.
So dumb.
We see his cartoon drawings of him heading to Tahiti.
Tahiti. Just one more job.
Yeah.
The train in flames, labeled suckers.
Do you think he's also going to start a mango farm? In Tahiti.
I don't know what you're referencing, sorry.
I hate you guys.
I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to fucking sit there.
Fine, alright. Someone tell me in the comments. What was Matt referencing?
What is Matt ever referencing?
Lyle Lanley catches Marge, asks her if she saw anything. She says no. Good, that's good enough for him. He closes the book and says, I don't know why I left this lying around.
Yeah, it's such a weird line. It's like, oh, silly me.
Why am I doing sketches of myself absconding to Tahiti?
Why can't I just think these
can't
things?
stop myself.
He's just so excited about his little scheme.
I guess so, yeah.
Why did he have to do it?
Plan.
Why did he? Surely doing it once would be enough to get you to retire to Tahiti. Why do you have to do it 3 times? 4 times?
Well, this will be the 4th, yeah. I mean, if it worked 3 times, get another 3 mil.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, just this time and I'm out, kind of thing.
One more job, one last job.
One more job and I'm in Tahiti.
Yeah. Anyway, Marge, remembering how he talked about selling monorails to Brockway, Ogdenville, and North Haverbrook, decides to go do a bit of
Literally drives across the
investigation,
entire country.
Apparently, yeah.
Drives
Like,
all the way from
an
Peru.
She drives from Peru to one of the
Through
small
the
towns in
Darien
America.
Gap and everything.
Yeah, it's
That must be
crazy.
difficult.
Well, she's used to driving on Main Street, so this is nothing.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
So, thinking about all the concerning and haunting things she's seen and heard discussed.
I call the big one Bitey.
She rocks up in, I forget which town, one of the 3, North Haverbrook, where the monorail is king, displays the big billboard outside the town.
You'd think they'd take that sign down.
Probably don't have the money.
They
Yeah,
don't have to,
yeah.
spend it all on a monorail.
The town's just kind of trying to forget that it exists without doing anything. It's a bit of a ghost town. There's a crazy old lady cackling away on her porch to herself. Marge tries to ask questions at the Monorail Cafe and is told there was never any monorail.
Ain't no monorail here, and there never was. Slam.
She bumps into a crazy, mad-haired, scientist-looking guy.
This feels like it's supposed to be a reference.
It does a bit, yeah.
This guy is so unique looking.
Mhm.
He sounds kind of like Werner Herzog.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here.
He's not even like a guest voice.
No.
Like, he feels like a character they should have brought in and like oh, it's a guest voice actor, but like no,
Maybe
it's
they
just-
drew him and
just a
sort
guy.
of animated bits of him before they like thought about like maybe they had a plan for a guest actor and then just didn't get them or
It
something
could be.
like that.
It could be. Felt
And they
like
were
it
just like,
fell
well, we'll
through.
keep using the design because it's unique.
Yes.
I mean, I suppose we'll get into the derailing details and trivia later, but like they did go through a few potential voice actors for or guest voices for the celebrity cameo, I suppose, before they got Leonard Nimoy later.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a moment. First, we've got Sebastian Cobb, the crazy scientist, who's just hanging around the town.
Yeah, he's
the
just hanging out.
Site of his shame. Lanley hired him to build the monorail, but explains that like corners were cut everywhere, the bad wiring, faulty brakes.
How do you cut corners on a monorail? There aren't any.
Boo.
Fair.
Get off the stage.
Get better material.
looks through cards. Monorails don't have corners. Oh, start sweating.
And the celebrity on the maiden voyage was Gallagher. Which Gallagher?
Noel?
Noel, Liam? Who knows?
I have no idea. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I assume that's someone I'm not familiar with, but my brain just goes Noel and Liam as well.
Yeah. That's what I think.
But we do get to see what happened to the monorail. Their track did, in fact, bend downwards quite rapidly into the ground.
Quite an intense angle.
Yeah.
Unproductive to travel, I'd say.
Still have one car hanging there. By a
It's just
thread.
none of it's
Still
been
dangling.
cleaned up. Nothing about
Yeah.
this is like sensible. It's great.
Yeah, as you said, they couldn't afford to clean it up. It's like, oh no, just pretend it doesn't exist.
It's a historical monument now.
Yes. It's a protected ruin.
There aren't a lot of historical sites in America, so they might as well start making their own.
Exactly.
Mm. Cobb says he hopes they've got a damn good conductor if they want to get out of this.
And it's Homer.
And we get a brief clip of Homer locking his keys in the cab of the monorail.
Get a rock.
So it's the opening day. Monorail's about to launch the maiden voyage of the monorail. Kent Brockman's introducing various celebrities. Recently outed leading man Dash Calhoun, Krusty's here. There's a woman.
This was a very this is another one one of those ones that I want to like discuss briefly, just because of its portrayal and like the '90s thing. Of is this a lol gay joke? Because they're saying they're recently outed.
I have to assume so. I don't know what else he would be outed as.
Yeah,
but...
I get that they're saying he is gay, but is it meant to be a gag? Because surely it's meant to be a gag.
I don't even know.
It's like what it. Again, this is the problem. I know we've done a lot of like lol woke kind of jokes today, but genuinely, what is the joke other than lol gay in this scenario?
I think the joke is lol gay.
Yeah, because that's the thing is, even as a teenager, I was like lol gay, and I look back and like, what was funny? What are you laughing at? It's just gayness. What is the joke, gang?
How we've regressed as a society, being gay is no longer funny.
Yeah. What a shame. What a shame.
Yeah, I mean, like, changing taste in humor is something we have discussed before with, you know, like, when Flanders failed, like, it used to be funny just to be cruel. And
when
we don't
Flanders
think
funny
so
is, I do not think anything is ever going to beat When Flanders Failed as the worst episode of Simpsons for me personally. It is so fucking mean. It's just
pretty
awful.
Grim. Yeah. But I don't know. People found it funny back then.
I guess.
Yeah, back in the day, you could just say gay and people would laugh. Now it's
you can't say anything these days.
Can't say anything these days. Yeah, exactly.
We're offended.
No, this is a good sign of progress for society.
Yeah, I think we
I would agree
need to point that out. This is a good thing, guys.
Krusty's got an illegitimate kid, I guess.
They make a lot of jokes about Krusty having bastard children, which makes the later episode in one of the more recent Simpsons of Krusty trying to have a genuine effort to have a relationship with his daughter way shitter.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to have a genuine connection with my child. What about the 90 others?
What about the other ones? Yeah. No, I like this one more.
What about this one that looks like you and already sounds like you?
We get a gag about people who are far too old to be playing teenagers on TV.
Which is accurate and still
One of
happens.
the lovable high schoolers from Springfield Heights 90210. He's 34 years old.
Yeah. Oh, that face when they zoom in as well.
Oh, yeah, I don't want you to depict 34-year-old people that way. Like
I was about to say, that's a little closer comfort.
Yeah.
I know, right? I know.
It's too real, gang. Too real. I got my first grey hair last year. I had one. I haven't had any since, but I had one grey hair, and I was like, oh no, it's over, guys. I'm only 30.
Oh, I got my first patch of gray at 19. So
wow, you're a stress head.
That's Drexel University for you, folks.
Yeah, you were swimming in cortisol back then.
Yeah.
Lurleen Lumpkin's here, but played this time by Lunch Lady Doris.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the lady that does Lunch Lady Doris, right?
Doris Grau.
Why'd they have to do Lumpkin dirty like this? Let her live her happy life. Leave her the fuck alone.
She's a celebrity. She's living the life, which includes spending last night in a ditch. Anyway, we've got a celebrity guest. He's the Grand Marshal of the unveiling. It's Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy, yeah.
Woo! Rest in peace, Nim.
He's
gone.
Did you forgotten?
I forgot he was dead. Now I'm reminded. Now I'm sad.
Yeah, he died before the second of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies because he's in bits of it, but he didn't finish filming. If I recall, it's been a while since I thought about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films, I've got to be honest.
Leonard Nimoy was not the first pick for this, though. They didn't think he would accept the role because William Shatner had already turned them down previously.
That was back when William Shatner was taking himself seriously, though.
Yeah, this is before he became the Priceline negotiator. Yeah, they wanted they wanted what's his face, George Takei. And George Takei asked for a bunch of script changes and then was unsatisfied. He was like, well, I'm on the Los Angeles County Metro Board. I don't want to appear in a show that's anti-public transit.
Yeah.
Which I respect him for that. That's a move right there.
Hasn't Takei already been in The Simpsons at this point, though?
He was.
Yes, he was.
Previously,
Akira.
Yeah.
Well, I understand his reasonings. I'm not saying that. I was just surprised that, there was that issue.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien joked that they went to the only actor in the world who took Monorail seriously.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about what Conan O'Brien says?
Well, monorails are not a very good means of public transit. I will say that.
They don't seem it.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get more in depth on that later, but there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, where are we up to? So
Leonard
he
Nimoy
says,
shows up.
yeah, Leonard Nimoy shows up. His only line really to announce this is, I'd say this vessel could do at least warp 5.
5. And then Mayor Quimby says, and may I just say, may the force be with you. Do you even know who I am? Aren't you one of the little rascals? There you go. That's Matt's impressions for the day.
Hey. Lisa catches Lanley as he's leaving town. Says, don't you want to ride the monorail? But he's got to catch a plane.
Monorail takes 1 minute. Well, my plane leaves in less than 1 minute.
And we finally depart. Homer calls all aboard, and the monorail takes off. We see all the parts sparking and falling apart and swelling up. And
seldom break.
The seldom break.
break.
I really like
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
That's very Acme. Oh, it's Acme, not Acme.
Yes.
Acme.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Warner Bros.
Marge and Cobb rock up, slightly too late to stop them departing. And Cobb apologizes for stopping for a haircut on the way.
Yeah, I should not have stopped for that haircut. Yeah, I think we need to point that out to the audience that hasn't seen the episode. He has a very, very thick Austrian accent.
Yes.
For no reason other than because they can.
Yeah, it seems weird that they didn't make him a guest again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like having
Strange
such
character.
a thick accent makes you think that either he's more important or that they planned for a guest and then they were just like, just do the voice anyway. It's like, yeah, but the joke isn't funny if it's not the actual guy doing the voice. Whatever. He has a thick Austrian accent for no reason. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I think it works. I think it works as like,
Generic
the
scientists. Kind of.
generic scientist. Yeah.
We get Leonard Nimoy boring the passengers on the plane, on the monorail with the Star Trek show facts.
I actually knew this fact as well, because my
Yeah.
dad's a huge fucking Trekkie, so I've watched all of the special features on the DVDs of the original series and the HD remasters of the original series and the Sky documentary of the original series and the YouTube videos on the original series and the books on the original series. And my dad really likes Star Trek, guys.
Fair play. A lot of people do.
Yes.
I like Star Trek. I like fucking Star. I don't want to make a joke. I like Star Trek. Star Trek's great.
Everyone likes Star Trek. It's a good show.
Yeah.
I have not seen much Star Trek at all.
You would love Deep Space Nine. That's all I'll say.
A lot of people are trying to get me to watch it. I presume I'm at a point in my life where I'm going to be forced to watch it before very long.
I don't think
can
you.
see it.
I'm never going to force you, but I do think if, in terms of like you liking to analyze things and liking progressive media that is from older time periods, you should watch Deep Space Nine because it's incredibly progressive for its era. There was genuinely protests about having a black captain. That's how fucking sad nerds can be.
I mean, like, it's not that I don't want to watch it. You know what I'm like for watching things.
Yeah, I know. It's
Like, I genuinely think I would enjoy Star Trek. I just, like, never have got round to it.
just watch Deep Space Nine. Don't watch any of those. Just watch Deep Space Nine. It's great.
Fair enough.
Here on Mole Man in the Morning podcast, the podcast about the Simpsons. Watch Star Trek.
Well, when we run out of Simpsons, we know what to do next.
Yeah, exactly.
When will that be?
Never.
When
They're
can I
never going to
stop doing this?
To my understanding is they'll never stop the Simpsons.
Yeah,
I will stop this podcast when we have to start analyzing AI-generated episodes of The Simpsons.
that's fair. That's fair. That's a good hard out.
Yeah. Anyway, Homer advises Bart to stick his head out the window because it's great.
Just narrowly misses a telegraph pole.
Yeah.
Yep. Things start going wrong now. Alarms start going off. Things start exploding.
The seldom breaks.
Seldom breaks.
Because it didn't say it never breaks. It said seldom breaks.
And
That
seldom
does imply
breaks,
that
yeah.
it does
It's
sometimes
seldom
break.
It means it is occasional. It will happen. Just seldom.
I mean, it would just be hubris to call it the never break.
Well, that's why they call cleaning product. They say cleaning products kill 99.99% of germs.
Yeah.
Because they legally can't say 100%. Or it's not that they legally can't, it's that then they've got wiggle room if someone gets sick and tries to sue
I don't
them.
think they would kill 100% either. That would be incredibly difficult to do. So
I was about to say there's a lot of germs.
There really are.
Does fire kill all germs? We should just be bottling fire, guys.
Autoclaves are pretty good. You should just autoclave everything.
We should just live in an autoclave.
We lost the technology to bottle fire. The Greeks had that figured out.
The ancient aliens.
We forgot it.
We weren't
That's
taught.
true.
We don't deserve it. We're not worthy. Guys, go watch Ancient Aliens. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the ancient Greeks had Greek fire, but then they went woke.
Oh man, the amount of people that don't realize how gay the Greek and Roman era was.
I know, it's crazy. The people who idolize it are the people who are most opposed to woke.
There's an actual story about
queer stuff.
Hercules getting railed, and everyone's like, "Oh, Hercules is so manly." I'm like, "Well, yeah, he's pretty manly for wanting that up his bum."
Homer tries to stop the train. He pulls the brake lever and gets.
This was so weird. It fucking got me, man. This is the lever you're trying to pull. Breaks is out of service.
It's like a phone.
This was really good.
Error message kind
Yeah,
of
because
thing.
it does the whole like boop beep beep noise. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this got me. This got me good.
Cobb judges the speed of the train, judging by Homer's scream as they go past.
Your husband's cowardly screams.
He clocks it at about 180 miles an hour.
That's fast.
It's going around the loop constantly. Everyone's being subjected to insane G-forces. But because it's a monorail, I guess it doesn't derail somehow.
Simpsons pattern logic.
Where it's a straddle beam type monorail. So very
I
difficult
love
to
straddling
derail.
beams.
Yes.
Only the Springfield monorail can reduce a population to a soup-like homogeneity.
Oh yeah, all those people are experiencing insane G-forces.
Yep.
The only one that's actually alive by the end of it is Leonard Nimoy because he's an alien.
Yep.
He's Vulcan. He can't. He isn't affected by G's. I think that's actually a thing as well. Actually, in Star Trek, is the Vulcans are affected by G's.
Does Vulcan have like a higher gravity or something?
I think
know.
so. Yeah, I think the planet Vulcan has a higher gravity. That's what makes
then
them so
he
strong.
would be more resistant to G-forces then. Yeah.
There you go. Bit of Star Trek trivia for you guys today. Enjoy.
Quimby and Wiggum are watching all this unfold from what appears to be like an air traffic control tower.
Yeah.
Yes. Overlooking the entire town.
Yep.
Springfield is as vast or as tiny as it needs to be. We've talked about this before. Springfield is either a small town or a massive metropolitan area.
Oh, I have a note on trivia here that somebody somewhere in analysing this episode did point out that the population of Springfield canonically is apparently, specifically, 30,720.
That's 3 times the size of my hometown. But, admittedly, my hometown, you can genuinely walk across it, radius-wise, within 45 minutes. Walk across it. Like, you could visit all of the borders to other towns of my hometown within 2 hours.
It is 3 times the population of the very small market town where I used to live near York.
Yeah, that's not a lot, is what we're saying.
It's really not many
That's
people at all.
1/10 of a Pittsburgh or 1/3 of an Altoona.
Okay.
Oh no,
I don't even know what an Altoona is. But...
Altoona is it's where they caught Luigi Mangione.
The hero.
Yes.
Anyway, the two are bickering. Quimby and Wiggum can't decide who's actually in charge during an emergency, so they decide to go to town hall to check the town charter and find out who gets to be in charge.
I love this. Hey, it says here that I should be delivered to 2 goodly lasses.
2 comely lasses of virtue true.
This is a good send up of actual municipal bickering that always happens in situations like these.
Yes.
This is the most realistic scene in the episode.
Nothing gets done because two people in power are
because
arguing.
the mayor and the
about who has
chief of
actual
police
power.
are angry at each other.
I think that's fair.
The guys in air traffic control are trying to come up with actual solutions, such as shutting off the power.
It's
But you can't do that.
solar-powered.
It's solar powered. Apparently, you can't shut off solar
Yeah, that's
power.
not how solar power works, guys. You do kind of forget that ultimately Simpsons is quite a Republican show.
Yeah.
Actually, I do know someone who has worked on solar power, and rooftop solar mostly, and apparently those solar panels are a bitch to turn off. Like they are basically
really?
live anytime the sun is shining. Like it's you can disconnect the power, but if you somehow are like in a situation where that switch isn't working or you're working directly with the panels, oh no, that's just live. That's
Can't
just
you just
live
cover them?
power.
Right.
Can't you just cover them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, well, it probably
But sometimes there's a lot of them. It's not so easy.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, and they also get incredibly hot.
I mean, I understand, like, there's just this weird gag that they're doing here, but also, like, it's Springfield. Springfield's quite famous for a specific kind of power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it solar powered?
Why
Why is it solar
solar-powered?
powered? Yeah, they got a whole huge. They probably got really cheap electricity in Springfield. Yeah.
Well, maybe they didn't want Mr. Burns involved because of the recent troubles with Mr. Burns. So they were like, right, well,
So they had to build an entire solar power plant?
yeah.
Okay, sure.
maybe
fine,
the
whatever.
solar
I'll
panels
buy it.
are on top of the train.
That's what
don't know.
one of the that's
Yeah,
what
maybe,
one of
yeah.
the 3 million was spent on.
Yeah, I mean, solar power in 1993 would have been expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, as before it got good.
Remember when the government was giving out solar power for free in England? That was a good time. I liked that time.
Anyway, the solar power problem solves itself because there's a solar eclipse.
Yes.
Leonard Nimoy watches this out the window and observes that the cosmic ballet goes on.
Does anyone else want to switch seats?
That guy is still really bored by him.
Yeah, it's like an airplane where the what's his face is regaling everyone with the horrible stories.
I would listen to Leonard Nimoy talk for days. I want to point that
I
out.
don't know if that's kind of part of the joke that I think most people probably wouldn't.
You know, actually, yeah, that's really good. I never even thought about that. Yeah, it's like making a joke about how David Attenborough rattles on.
Yeah, if I was on a like a fancy train and Leonard Nimoy walked up to me and started telling me about how they filmed Star Trek, I would be rapt.
I mean, I'd first shit myself because a dead guy is talking to me, but because it's me, I would assume I'm hallucinating.
That is another aspect of the monorail that's interesting. Is they have a full like bar and lounge car in there
Yeah.
for what's
Oh, yeah,
supposed to
It's
be
like an
mass
event,
transit.
isn't it? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a weird event for them.
We cut back to see how Lyle Lanley's doing on his trip to Tahiti.
this
His
was
plane
so
is
good.
going to be making a layover in North Haverbrook.
Oh, what a
Where's he heard
he's
that name before?
immediately panicking.
The guys on the ground, the angry mob on the ground.
Yeah,
you
There
can
he
mob
see
with
him
Flight
through the window.
38C.
Yeah,
Seat
pitchforks and
3F, get him.
torches. Just immediately, they get on the plane. It starts rocking back and forth. It's great. That's a great scene.
Krusty decides he's had enough of the monorail and wants off.
No,
Bashes down the
the
door and
world
tries to
needs
jump
laughter.
out. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy saves him.
I did think when Leonard Nimoy first appeared and he said that one line, I was like, is that all he did? And then no, he keeps popping up to just deliver good lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Homer and Bart are making their peace in the cockpit with their imminent demise.
Wouldn't we all be?
But Marge calls him up to tell him that Sebastian Cobb would like to help him. There's a scientist that can help. Homer wants to know if it's Batman that's helping. He's like, 'Cause Batman's a scientist.
Batman's a scientist. Batman knows science. I don't know if calling Batman a scientist is accurate. I say huge Batman nerd. Don't think it's... I don't know, because there's a lot... No, well, I'm not going to get into this, because it would be another 20 minutes.
Batman? Have you seen Batman with a bunch of beakers full of chemicals? Have you seen him
Yes.
like doing spectrometry?
Yes.
Does he know how to use a bomb calorimeter?
Yes.
Does he? What else? What else does? I forget what else scientists do.
Batman deploying
Think
the
of
bat
other-
spectrometer.
Think of
Bat
other science
spectrometer.
references, guys. Think of other science references.
Oh shit! Batman doing a bat free body diagram.
This is my bat analysis. This is my bat thesis,
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
going for my bat doctorate next year.
This is the first bat law of bat thermodynamics.
Bat dynamics. Oh, bats are pretty dynamic, I've got to say.
This is true.
This is true. All right, Simpsons.
Cobb suggests that Homer finds an anchor, so he starts looking around for things.
Looks at Bart.
He ponders whether Bart would make a good anchor.
I think they were thinking about Acme a lot in this episode, just because a lot of the humor and, like, again, the seldom break, and then Bart turning into an anchor in, like, a hallucination. That feels very Looney Tunes to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Bart says, think harder, Homer, which I thought was great. I thought that was really funny.
That's a good bit, yeah.
In a surprisingly smart moment for Homer, which I guess is mostly just because they had to actually resolve the plot.
Yeah, Homer couldn't
he
just
figures out a
fucking
way.
die.
Yeah.
Although it would have been
he-
quite funny if the monorail had just come to a gradual stop and everyone got off and that was it. I don't know how dramatic
Yeah.
it would be, but it would be amusing.
Yeah, you wear out the traction motors and it just comes to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
Everything smells like smoke, but it's fine.
Yeah. What more trains crash like that? It would save so many lives.
It would actually, I'm genuinely thinking about it now, I'm like, that would have been a good bit. The train comes to a safe stop, and then everyone gets off, and it's like, good thing everything worked out fine, and then the entire monorail collapses, destroying massive parts of the town.
Yeah.
Higher fans is what I'm saying.
Anyway, Homer steals a lasso from a handy cowboy that just happens
Convenient
to be twirling
cowboy,
his
as
lasso.
there always are
Yeah.
in train movies.
Yes.
Convenient cowboy.
He yanks the large M off the side of the monorail logo to turn into the actual anchor part of it.
That rope,
Good job
and
they
that
didn't
M
paint
would
that
not
on.
be enough.
Like, they cut corners everywhere. They didn't cut corners on the signage on the side of
Nope.
the monorail. They
That's
Apparently
premium.
not.
painted
No,
that
that's
on.
a pretty solid piece of steel right there.
Yeah.
I know.
Quality. Quality. Quala M, actually.
And immediately proceeds to tear up Main Street.
Yeah.
Yep. He hurls out the window, tears up Main Street, cuts some Siamese twins in half. What else did he do? Yeah, cuts up Main
I
Street.
loved
and-
the Siamese twin one, especially with all of the, like, you know, talk about medical company corruption shit going on right now. The fact that Dr. Hibbert was talking about how expensive an operation it was going to be, and it's solved by something so simple. I know it's not how Siamese twins work, but it was, like, you could read this as an incredibly deep joke. I don't think it was, but you could, with a modern lens, read that as a massive critique of the bullshit that is in the medical industry right now.
Also, the second person to be cut in half in this episode.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically, he was cut in ones.
Yeah, I
He
was
was- he
about to
was
say,
cut in two.
okay, three people in this episode suffer traumatic injuries.
Yep. And they all deserve it.
Captain McAllister pops out of his anchor shop to express his dismay that his anchor was not good enough.
I thought this was going to be a whole bit, and it's not. It is just Captain McAllister going, "Nyar, you call that an anchor?" And that's it.
This is a Conan episode, and it's Conan's character, so of course we've got to get the
okay,
captain
right.
in. Eventually, the anchor does just ding off the floor and fly into the sky and lodge itself into a giant donut.
That's a
Yes.
strong-ass donut.
It sure is.
It sure is. Credits.
See, I was expecting to have a rolling donut gag, but no, the donut holds firm.
Yeah, we
Donuts.
would have. They could have had it where it hooks onto the donut, and then the donut rolls, but then the donut hooks loops onto something like a ring toss kind of thing. I don't know. Unnecessary extra bit, but that is where I thought it was going.
This is already a very gag dense episode, so
Absolutely.
they probably didn't have time to keep going with that bit.
Yeah. But donuts, is there anything they can't do?
Is there anything they can't?
So
do?
true. Anyway, Homer's the best mono thingy guy there ever was.
Yay!
Leonard Nimoy's work here is done.
You didn't do anything.
Barney's dubious.
Didn't I?
These beams up.
I like how they couldn't get the copyright for the actual beam up noise, though. They just had Leonard Nimoy.
I didn't realize that wasn't like a bit. but okay.
The Star Trek, each Star Trek season has like a very distinct sound for its like beam up.
Oh, okay. interesting.
Yeah, and they didn't use it in The Simpsons because they didn't have copyright for it.
Mm-hmm. And Marge talks us out, saying that was the only folly the people of Springfield ever embarked upon, except for all the other things. A popsicle stick skyscraper, a 50-foot magnifying glass,
And an
which is
escalator
burning the
to
popsicle
nowhere.
stick skyscraper, and an escalator to nowhere.
This was the bit that I
Surprisingly
remembered.
popular.
This is the bit that I remembered. That's the bit I
everyone
remember.
remembers that bit.
That bit is the bit that I didn't associate with any Simpsons episode. I just associated with... Again, people reacting very calmly to an imminent death. Just...
And that is an episode. What do we all think?
Very funny episode with a lot of laughs. You know, I think it is a good, like, very heavy gag episode. I may feel like it was a little overhyped for me, but it was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
It is a surprisingly accurate depiction of monorails.
Yep.
Okay.
This was actually based on a true story.
Because a lot of times when you're a town trying to get a public transit system, people will advocate for monorail as the solution. And monorails look fun and exciting and like the future. And the thing is, because the technology's never been standardized, you know, there's nothing like that. You know, they are all entirely bespoke. So you wind up locked into a specific vendor when you buy your monorail. You know, no one else can make a different monorail train for your monorail 30 years down the line when you have to replace the trains.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is a big scam and a swindle whenever one of these things is built. You know, it's much better to have a regular train, you know, where the technology is well established and understood.
That is also
but
always the case, though. It's just better to have a train.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of real advantages to a monorail in actuality. I don't think that The Simpsons was trying to make this specific critique, but I can.
I would gladly have you make that critique.
I'm qualified. I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Have we got any scores out of Homer for the episode?
I will be bold and give it a Leonard Nimoy cameo out of Homer.
Okay.
He's gone now, and I miss him.
Fair enough. Justin, I don't know if we explained the out of Homer system to you. I'm hoping you probably grasp it relatively quickly because it's pretty straightforward. We score all our episodes out of Homer. That can mean whatever the hell you want. Please interpret that however you would like.
A Homer out of Homer is a perfect episode, and then if you think it's the worst episode of Simpsons ever, you name it a... Currently, I think for most people, it's a Bart's dog gets an F out of Homer. Is the
I
worst.
would say by tradition, if you just say the name of the episode,
name of the
that
episode
usually
is the
seems to
worst
set
episode,
the nadir as a new low. Yeah.
Oh, this episode is a Homer out of Homer. This is a great episode. This is one of the greatest episodes of TV I think ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not just me. That's a lot of critics say, you know, this is a fantastic piece of television. It's annoying that it is sort of anti-public transit, I guess, where, you know, Lisa is like, you know, the voice of reason here. Why does Springfield need public transit? But, you know, on the other hand, I don't think that's the main takeaway everyone gets.
No.
This is just a hilarious comedy of errors involving everyone's favorite, the monorail.
Monorail.
I also gave it Homer out of Homer, and Michael posthumously has given it Homer out of Homer.
Posthumously?
As well.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dead.
Michael's dead,
R.I.P.
guys. Sorry. The one thing I will say about this episode is it isn't very Marge versus the monorail. That title is misleading.
No, well, she's like the only person in town who opposes it at all.
But she
so
doesn't
Yes.
oppose it. She just would prefer Main Street.
Yeah.
Hey, they got limited funds. That's as good as opposing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Interestingly, the cast actually didn't particularly care for this episode.
All right.
Like, even several years after making it, Yardley Smith said the episode was truly one of the worst. The entire cast agrees.
Wow, that's interesting.
Given that, like, again, as you
Well,
said,
they had just
critics love
sort of
this.
changed format to where they were going to be a little bit more, you know, slapstick, a little bit more unbelievable plot lines. At least that's my understanding before the there had been less like fantastical slapstick elements to The Simpsons.
Yeah, we
and
talked about this
where-
like way back in the first season that The Simpsons used to just be a cartoon sitcom, like a family sitcom comedy. That's what it was. And then over the time, it has started to become more and more Simpsons. And it is really this and the last season where we've really started to see that kind of transformation into the Simpsons that we know as the Simpsons.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to do. I think, definitely opening up to the format of animation, to allow you to do much more silly things, I think is the smart thing to do there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
Nate Myers gave it 5 out of 5, which is very fair, I think.
Yep, I think it's fair-ish. Yeah.
Did this episode have anything to say about society?
Small towns will be manipulated to a great deal with lies and promises of a better future in order to meet the aims and desires of wealthy swindlers. I am sad now.
Don't buy a monorail. Get a normal, like, elevated train or a subway.
Yep. Just get a subway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The sandwich. It's a lot cheaper.
That's true.
It's disgusting, but it's cheaper.
The disgusting sandwich is in the next episode.
This is true. Yeah. Bringing it back.
Yeah.
That was that. I mean, we'll get there. There was a weird bit of the sandwich though, because I was like, "Oh shit, this is where I know the sandwich from." I didn't realize it was from this episode that I'd completely forgotten otherwise. Anyway, moving us along to Selma's Choice, which aired on January 21st, 1993, on which Nigerian singer Fela Kuti was arrested on suspicion of murder.
Shame. Always like them.
And also, Bill Clinton had like a open day at the White House because it was his first day in office.
Shame. Always liked him.
Bill Clinton was the last man of the people as president because he loved to go jogging on the National Mall and would just switch up his route all the time and just hang out with people and like run next to them. And like the Secret Service was really pissed off. One time he went to McDonald's, just unannounced, didn't tell the security detail or anything.
Yeah, he was like from the limited knowledge I have, he did seem like quite a good president, and obviously that's what leads into all the conspiracies about all, because he wanted to change things, because he wanted to make sure that the FBI had more like scrutiny and that kind of thing. Blah blah blah.
Well, he did destroy the welfare state, but also very personable.
Well, I don't really know a lot about him, so like the conspiracies say that he was like changing things against billionaires or whatever. So I genuinely don't know.
Oh no, he's responsible for a lot of the problems we have right now.
Oh, then fuck that guy. I don't care then.
Yeah, no, he's a bad president. But also, it'd be funny to be jogging on the National Mall, and then the president just comes by and says hello.
Oh,
it's even funnier if you think of it as Donald Trump.
Oh, no, that would be really funny.
I couldn't imagine him
he can
walking
jog
quickly.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can walk quickly. The man's afraid of stairs.
Is he actually?
Yes.
Wow.
He doesn't like using the air stairs to Air Force One, I believe.
Brilliant.
What a pathetic individual.
Well, he might fall down. He's an old guy.
Good.
Well, they all are in politics.
That's true. That's true. We are. We're past the point of the gerontocracy of the Soviet Union. Everyone's way older than like Brezhnev.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but the way you said Brezhnev really got me. You said that with so much fucking hatred. Fucking Brezhnev.
Fucking Brezhnev.
Damn, this dude fucking hates Brezhnev. Don't bring up Brezhnev on his podcast.
No. We should have had Khrushchev too, and no, we got Brezhnev.
We should have had we shouldn't have had Brezhnev. Shouldn't have had him.
Our number one on this day, it continues to be Whitney Houston with I Will Always Love You. That is about as much exciting happened on that day.
And I will always love
Brezhnev.
you. Leonid Brezhnev.
Good old Brezhnev. Anyway, Simpsons.
Anyway, I'm gonna stroll to drag you guys off Brezhnev now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep bringing Brezhnev up. I'm gonna try.
The chalkboard gag is I will not yell Brezhnev during roll call.
Yep,
no,
it's
wait,
true.
I will not yell she's dead during roll call.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit. And I know that would have killed it in high school.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
a good one,
Yeah.
to be fair. Our couch gag is there's a net on the floor and they'll run in and get caught in the net as the net, like,
Yes.
Yep.
net trap thing.
Oh no.
That was mildly amusing.
We're in danger of approaching some humor, guys.
So we start with some adverts for Duff Gardens.
Duff
What a-
Gardens,
Lance-
yes.
What a
Lance
weird
Murdoch.
start, man. The dude crashing into a wall, breaking every bone in his body.
Lance Murdoch, last seen in Bart the Daredevil, is actually making a return, and he's here to advertise a theme park.
I'm going to Duff Gardens.
Home of the Whiplash, to be completed in 1994.
I will be born by then.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit right there.
Yeah.
A lot of this is of course based off of Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay, Florida, and in Williamsburg, Virginia. My mom used to work at the one in Williamsburg, Virginia when she was a teenager, and she has many stories about the old Busch Gardens where you had unlimited free beer with admission.
That's insane,
Oh,
man.
Return with a V.
Yeah,
That.
we used to be a real country. You could go to the theme park. You could go to the theme. The one in Tampa Bay is worse because they just had, it was African themed, so they just had like wild animals roaming the grounds
That's
with a
my
bunch of
God.
drunk
good
people.
idea.
Return with a V, I swear. What the hell? That sounds incredible.
Wow, I got really drunk and got fucked up by a lion.
I
you know-
love theme parks. I do. I would never get drunk at one. That sounds like a recipe for vomit.
Oh yeah, you thought that definitely that's a multiplier to the nausea stats
Yeah,
on each roller
absolutely.
coaster. Yeah,
Because I only go on roller coasters on repeat. I don't go for anything else. Like I only eat there because I have to eat at some point during the day. You know, I go there to go on the same roller coasters 4 or 5 times over and over. I'm not doing that drunk. I would die.
That seems fair.
so I was at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, a couple times in high school, but that not in high school, elementary school. But that was because that's where the school band competition was. I don't like roller coasters, so I was a little bit confused as to what I was supposed to do there the whole time.
How am I supposed to have fun?
Drink
You're
the
a kid.
free
You
beer.
love roller
Yeah,
coasters.
I'm
No, I
way
don't.
too young to have a beer. That's the problem. Now, if I went now, I'd have a great time.
Yeah, you just sit there and get drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone else can go on a roller coaster. I'll just sit here.
Having all the samples, absolutely.
Go watch the steam train go by.
Woo! Steam train.
Anyway, speaking of nauseating things, we see the washing machine, which is one of those things where they strap you to the inside of a big cylinder and spin you around, but entertainingly, they also throw water and soap in there as well.
Oh, God,
And,
it's so
and they
great.
have you go back and forth as opposed to just
Oh, it
spinning
does go back
around
and
one
forth,
way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's gonna break some necks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. That is going to ruin someone's spine.
It's fine. Lance Murdoch's neck's already broken.
Yeah, he's fine.
That's a
He's,
good point.
you
That's a
don't have
good
to worry
point.
about it.
Can't get
Got
worse.
Bones left to break.
He's already in the cast.
Mhm.
We see the happiest fish in the world swimming in the beer aquarium.
The beer aquarium, yes.
This was depressing.
It was. I thought the punchline was just going to be one of the fish just dying
Yeah.
there and then in the tank, but
The
no, they're
happiest
just
fish in
unhappy.
the
No,
world.
these are alcoholic fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of them does the Barney burp.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, the Simpsons are suitably inspired by this advert and are off to Duff Gardens right this moment.
Why is Lisa putting her shoes on in Bart's room?
So that everybody can be in one scene together.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it in one. Got it in one.
Homer is rehearsing what they say when they get to the ticket booth, that they're both under 6.
My dad
Just
did
among us
this.
at this point. Yeah,
My
yeah,
dad did
no, that
this. I think
everyone did
I
that.
think everyone did this at some point in their kids. It's like, and every child has done this to their parents as well. Of like, my son who's 6, and then the son immediately goes, "I'm 7," and the parent just looks daggers at them. I used to work.
I thought that was just my autism, but okay, I guess that's everyone.
I worked in like a servicey job where that thing happened once, And I just looked at the parent and winked and was like, I didn't hear that. Because I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And Homer's a college student, if anyone asks as well. Yeah.
It's always that way. No, because that's just his normal jacket, isn't it? I was thinking then, was that a varsity jacket he was putting on? But no, I think it was just his regular green jacket that he has.
However, this is interrupted with Marge, who bears some bad news. Their great aunt Gladys has passed on.
Who else has been in this situation where a parent tells you a distant relative has died and you have no idea how to react? Because you're like, well, I didn't fucking know.
You don't know who they are.
Yeah, you know, even as a child, that you're not supposed to say who.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of stand there, and then the parent thinks that you're so stunned by their death, and it's like, no, I just have no idea what to fucking say. What do you want me? Do you want me to cry?
I had like the reverse situation to this happen when my Uncle Gino died. And they're like, yeah, we're going to the funeral, but no, you don't have to come. I was like, but I found out about this afterwards. I was like, what? Uncle Gino died. I
liked Uncle Gino.
I liked Uncle Gino.
Bart's trying to remember who Gladys is. He thinks she's about yay high, got blue hair, big dent in her forehead.
What the fuck is up with the Simpsons relatives, man?
Also, like, we've seen Marge dye her hair before. We know she's not naturally blue.
Have we seen her dye
Have we seen that? We definitely do at some point. Maybe that's to come. I thought we'd seen it.
I'm fairly certain it's canon now that she has blue hair.
Yeah, it seems to be a weird familial trait, but
she also has rabbit ears under there.
There is definitely some episode where there's a reference to her using industrial quantities of blue hair dye.
Yes! And now, as soon as she said industrial quantities, yeah, there definitely is. That's probably where all that 83k goes.
Yeah.
Is the hair dye and beer.
Yeah.
But no, Gladys looks more like Aunt Patty.
Yeah.
So they're off to the funeral instead, off to Duff Gardens some other time.
Well, I want to go to Duff Gardens now.
Homer, quit pouting. I'm not pouting, I'm mourning.
I'm mourning.
So everyone's off to the funeral. They're singing funeral songs? Question mark.
They're singing songs.
Mm.
The whole gag is that they're singing happy songs, and then
they're singing "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead."
Well, yeah, they're singing happy songs.
Yes.
Then Marge says, we are going to a funeral. So then Homer switches the song to "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
And as soon as I started to think, why are Bart and Lisa sat in the boot of the car? Then Patty and Selma show up. I was like, oh, okay, now I know.
Yeah, they get picked up on the way. Homer surprisingly goes to give them a hug.
Yeah, that was odd. I think it was to facilitate the bit, of obviously think of MacGyver. But then I just immediately thought, why are you thinking of someone that arouses you when your brother-in-law is hugging you? That's really fucking weird, guys.
Well, Patty and Selma are kind of weird, so...
Patty and Selma are very fucking weird.
The Simpsons are broadly quite weird.
Yes.
Yeah, just a tad. The Simpsons and the Bouviers they kind of came together in this Venn diagram of weird that's just a fucking circle.
So the kids get shoved in the back with all the luggage. They have not got much room. Lisa's crammed up against the window.
I don't hear Lisa complaining. That's because she can't fucking speak.
Patty and Selma are remembering Gladys. Her legend
Smoking
will
like
live forever.
chimneys as well. Do you guys remember cars full of smoke and restaurants full of smoke and McDonald's full of smoke?
I think the restaurants were a little better when they had smoke in them. I'm going to be honest.
You think?
Just a little bit wafting over from the smoking section to the non-smoking section.
I do remember going into pubs as a kid with my parents, and that haze, it was just short enough that it didn't really affect me, kind of thing. But just above, I could reach up and just put my hand into a cloud of smoke.
We do still have smoking bars in Pennsylvania.
Is that
They're
legal?
few and far between, but they do exist still.
Is that legal?
Yes.
Oh. Is it a
They
state
have to have like
law
a
thing,
special, it's like a special license, I want to say.
Oh, okay. That's kind of, I respect that. Like, I think if it's as long as there's proper warning and signage, that's fine. Like,
yeah,
why not?
Option to have.
I don't know. You're expecting too much when you go in a bar called Dirty Frank's.
Oh, dude, if there was a bar called Dirty Frank's near me, I'd go nowhere else.
Yeah,
It does
and you
sound
can
like a
smoke
decent
it.
time,
Exactly.
honestly, yeah.
It is good, actually. It's really good.
All right, Pennsylvania road trip.
Yeah, we're going to Pennsylvania and going to Dirty Frank's. Is Pennsylvania anywhere near fucking Route 66? Because I might be doing that next year, so I might go to Dirty Frank's.
Where does Route 6? Route 66 starts in Chicago, I want to say.
Yeah.
Crap. Nah, you're starting too far inland. Where does
Well, I'm
Route
gonna be
66
be starting in New York and going to Chicago.
Oh, it's a 90-mile jaunt down to Philadelphia to go to Dirty Frank's.
I'm gonna go to Dirty Frank's then. I need to go to Dirty Frank's and report back.
Love that 90 miles is just a jaunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you can take the train down. It takes an hour.
You have trains? What? When did this happen?
Yes, on the East
When did
Coast
this
through the
come in?
Northeast Corridor. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Simpsons.
Anyway, yeah,
Simpsons.
Homer is having issues with his inner monologue. Patty and Selma are talking about Gladys's legend. Homer is thinking about the legend of the dog-faced woman.
Yeah.
She says
and
out
then he
loud.
laughs at his own
Then the laughs
joke.
out loud. Yeah.
Legend of the dog-faced woman. That's hilarious. Oh my, that's very rude. Don't.
They stop off for a break at the buzzing sign diner.
That was so funny. That really.
That's a
got
good
me.
bit. Yeah.
That's so good.
Homer's trying to do the kids' maze on the back of the menu.
Struggling so hard.
Replacement
Also, why are they already dressed for the funeral? Is it all happening in that same day?
Presumably, yes.
Yeah.
Marge would like to reminisce on Gladys, but accidentally remembers a scene from Prince of Tides instead.
That was so weird.
That's a weird bit.
Prince of Tide. I just liked as well Homer getting frustrated with the maze, throwing it down, and the waitress dejectedly asking, "Another placemat, sir?" And Homer really fancily going, "Yes, please." Please. I don't know why, it just really got me.
So they're back on the way. Kids are playing a game in the back, counting something that's banging. It turns out
And
to
I
be
was
the
thinking
luggage
in this
falling out the
moment,
back.
where did the luggage go?
There it is, in
And
the
then
road.
there it is, falling out the fucking back.
Yes.
Finally, we rock up at the Lucky Stiff funeral home.
I didn't notice the name. That's fucking amazing.
Oh, I didn't notice that either. Damn.
That's a good name.
All I saw was they put the fun in funeral.
Oh yeah, yes, yep, good tagline. We get a weird kind of gross gender joke thing. The minister's got like, "Oh, he was a good man, a kind man," and someone has to correct him. It's like,
That's a
not
woman?"
man."
That's
Yeah.
a woman.
Yeah,
Classic 90s humor.
yep. Well, I guess most of what I said can be salvaged, but he's kicked out. He's kicked out to get a better eulogy from Patty, I guess.
That eulogy better not be on the bill.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's when you need a strong, powerful woman, is when some guy's ripping you off. It's like the whole he asked for no pickles bit, the meme.
Don't
You
know.
guys-
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
No idea.
It's just a joke of like loads of ships that people do on the internet. So they'll have like Princess Daisy and Luigi, and it's Princess Daisy at the counter saying he asked for no pickles, and it's just, strong women vibe joke. It's
cool.
funny in context, guys. Leave me alone.
Fair enough. I'll take your word on that. Patty says that Gladys lived alone, died alone, and in that sense was a role model for Selma and her.
That's so sad.
She wasn't a rich woman.
Everyone gets up and
Everybody
leaves.
Everyone gets up and leaves. Yeah.
One guy comes back, but he just forgot his hat.
my hat.
We get some gags with the corpse. Bart's like playing with her arm.
Oh god, that's so
weird,
creepy.
Yeah.
Homer thinks about the fact that he wishes this thing was catered, and then he gets upset that there's no food. And cries.
Banging
and
on the
pounds
coffin, saying it's not fair.
Marge comes and consoles him.
Look, I mean, at the funeral, you're at least supposed to have some deviled eggs. Come on.
Yeah, it's just not done otherwise. It's just
Absolutely.
uncouth.
Well, she wasn't a rich woman, so they can't afford her.
Very true.
You can't afford
fancy
deviled
catered-
eggs.
Yeah, no, too expensive.
Who can these days? They're too expensive.
I was
That's why
about
we
to
all
say, yeah.
That's why we voted Trump in, right?
Yeah, that this Joe Biden's America.
They really were prescient.
Lisa wishes she'd made more of an effort to get to know Gladys.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Bart does a dead woman's voice, I guess.
Lisa just runs out screaming. I will, as much as I've like ragged on Lisa throughout the entire podcast, the voice actress for Lisa does do a cracking scream.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Lisa's scream is iconic.
Lionel Hutz turns up to show everyone the will. It's a video will, so he's
I
gonna earn his fee.
get my fee just for pushing this button. I love
Pretty
Lionel
sweet.
Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Lionel Hutchins is so good.
Gladys would like to begin by reading a passage from Robert Frost. Two roads diverged, etc., etc., etc. Homer fast forwards through this.
Yeah. No one wants to hear the damn Robert Frost poem.
All in favor of skipping the poem? Everyone raises their hand but Marge.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of that.
He does do long poems.
They're just not that good. No, everyone interprets that poem wrong. That's the big issue.
Oh, okay.
So two roads diverged in the wood, and they're basically the same. That's what the poem says. Stop making it like it's a big difference. He says it's not. Anyway.
Okay.
I love when guests get mad. It's funny.
Lionel Hutz talks over it, saying Lionel Hutz gets $50,000. He's berated by this, but he says it works surprisingly often.
You'd be surprised how often that works.
Marge is left a collection of potato chips,
That look like celebrities that Homer is now eating.
Which apparently was a reference to Myrtle Young bringing her collection of potato chips onto the Johnny Carson show.
Fair enough. What a sad life she led.
Did Johnny Carson eat them?
He ate a chip when she wasn't looking, but it wasn't one of her chips. He just did it for the bit. He just had a spare chip to go chomp when she turned away, and she freaked out. She thought he'd eaten one. But Homer eats one. Eats one that looks like the American soldiers raising the flag, that photo.
At Iwo Jima, yeah.
Iwo Jima, that's the one, yeah.
And he just goes, oh no, and then eats them all.
Once you pick the chip out of the bowl, you're not going to be able to stop yourself. I mean, that's
very fair.
That's just
true.
a fact of life.
Crisps are fucking Moorish.
Her sister gets Jub Jub the iguana.
Jub Jub! Shout out to Jub Jub.
Who would have preferred to have gotten the bowel obstruction that killed her.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's only an iguana. Come on.
How old is that iguana, man?
How old do iguanas live to be?
Okay,
Not that old.
right, we're Googling it.
Because I could see them living 6 years. I could see them living 60 years.
This is fair, yeah.
Can live up to 60 years according
Holy
to Google
balls.
AI. I don't know if that's true. Google AI could be lying to me.
It might have just recorded what we were talking about and turned it into an answer based
12
on
to
our
15
baseless
years.
speculation.
Pet
12 to
MD says
15
a
years.
well-cared-for iguana can live 20 or more. Yeah.
Fucking Google, man. What a waste of space.
It really is.
Some believe they can live up to 75 years, according to Google AI, is what I've got.
Mm-hmm.
That's useless information. I want to know facts. I want the hard facts.
12 to 15 years.
You both just use 25 kilowatt hours of electricity to do that, though.
Yeah,
But that's just
AI is
every Google
fucking-
search now because they all have an
Yeah.
AI result. Yeah.
I didn't even think of
Oh
that.
God, I love to burn the planet to get the wrong answer.
I
Absolutely.
need to stop using Google. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I switched to DuckDuckGo.
I might switch to DuckDuckGo now.
Sounds like a
knowing
good
that.
show.
I didn't think about that. That's fucking bad. All right, Simpsons.
Paddy and Selma are getting a grandfather clock and a piece of advice. Don't die lonely, raise a family, do it now! Now!
Dong,
Now,
dong.
This hits Selma a lot harder than it hits Patty, who's just pleased about a grandfather
Yeah.
clock.
Yep.
it is a nice thing to have.
It's a nice clock. Grandfather clocks
They're
are
pretty
very
cool.
pretty.
They're nice, yeah. It's a good thing to get in a will.
And they only go up in value as long as they're well kept.
So they chat about this on the way home. Yeah, Selma's like,
With the
something's
grandfather
missing.
clock hanging out the back of the car.
Well, now that all the
Yes, yep.
luggage is gone, they don't have to worry
We've got
about
space.
space.
Selma tells Patty she wants a baby. This wakes up
Maggie, who then tries to
who's-
throw herself
tries
out
to
the car.
escape. We get some more Selma dating stuff. We got a Selma
Low
dating
expectations
episode.
dating service.
Yeah,
Holy shit, that got me. It was so funny.
she's having a photo taken, or I guess it's a video, isn't it?
It's like a video. Yeah, it's
yeah.
like a video dating service.
Yeah, she tells him she wants to have a baby before it's too late. She's basically a free lunch. Boys, come and get it.
Yeah. And then she eats a cigarette and turns it into she ties it in a knot with her tongue.
I mean, someone out there's into that.
Someone's out there's into that, man. I mean, there's a wiki dedicated to Marge's feet, so
Oh God.
yep. That's a piece of knowledge I never wish I knew. Podophilia.
This is too much even for groundskeeper Willie.
Back to the swamp with you, Nettie.
Indeed.
You can tell John's not into it, but both me and Justin still found it funny. It shouldn't be funny. We shouldn't laugh at those kind of jokes, but it is fucking funny.
This is anti-Scottish discrimination.
She tries her luck with with Princess Opal, who's some sort of quackery, I guess. I suppose is the best way of putting it. Yeah, she's selling love potions and stuff. She demonstrates by pouring a drop onto her own tongue. But unfortunately, it's a truth serum.
It's the truth potion, yeah. Oops.
So she reveals that it's corn syrup and rubbing alcohol, and will probably make your hair fall out. We see Selma trying to flirt at the checkout.
Very badly.
Yeah, the
Very,
awkward,
very badly,
spotty
yes.
teen asks
Mr.
paper plastic, and
Simpson.
she's like, "Yeah, that's your man."
They make
yes,
us wear
paper
this
plastic.
color. You decide.
You decide, yeah. Wearing a
Orange looks
belt,
good
are
on you. Oh, yeah, no suspenders for you.
I guess not.
I guess not. This
Yep,
poor
that's-
guy.
Yeah, he's not into it, and he politely turns it down by saying he's not allowed to date customers.
Yes, we are. Shut up. No, man, go for it. I love that the co-worker's like, nah, man, go get laid. It's fine.
You're in there, go for it, yeah.
It's a free lunch.
We get our boy, Hans Mollman.
He's so
a
small.
He's a viable and eligible date option. He shows up to have his eye tested at the DMV.
Says here you're single. There is no way he's shooting anything but blanks, guys.
I was about to say, yeah, he's got some
He's shooting
got some
powder.
years on him. Yeah.
Just dust comes out.
This is one of those things that sort of notes Hans Mollman's age, because we see a brief glimpse of his license, which dates him at 31 years old at this point.
It's all
Which
the
is
radiation.
consistent with a later line of his where he says, he looks that old because he drinks. He is 31 years old.
Poor guy.
But yeah, some reason his driving license does say he's single. Is that information that's normally on your driving license? I'm not sure it is, but
No.
whatever.
It is not.
Maybe in the state of Springfield.
It's not just another state.
So Paddy asks him out. He's also desperate, let's be honest, so he's up for it. They go out for dinner.
Can't read the menu, and then she's like, "Sir, you're reading the wine list," and he just puts it down, and goes, "Very good," and that's it, and that's why the bit ends. It's so fucking weird.
It seems like they had a good time though. Like, he wants to know how to thank her for dinner. She says, "Use your imagination." We get grotesque extreme close-ups of Mole Man puckering.
Yes. Yes, it's too close. It's disturbing. It makes me unhappy. Makes Selma unhappy as well.
Makes Selma very unhappy. She imagines their children. They're like 6 children, and one of them jumps out a fucking window.
They're all bumping into each other because they can't see anything. It's great.
Yes.
Mini Mole Men.
Mini Mole Men.
The thought of Mini Mole Men is too much. Selma does.
Get out of my car!
Her one chance at romance is thrown out of the car.
This isn't my house.
We get another advert for Duff Gardens. We need to bring this back to where we started.
To the A plot, question mark?
Yes, this is what we want to do. We want to go to Duff Gardens.
Yep.
I don't care about all this other stuff. I want to see Duff Gardens.
No. Give me Duff Gardens. When do we want it?
Yeah.
Duff. How do we want it? Duff.
Duff. Duff Light.
Duff Light.
They got rid of the roaming gangs. They've now got Hooray for Everything.
That is genuinely a reference to the kids from Power Rangers.
It is a reference to... Christ, what is the reference? It is Up With People.
No, I mean the actors that are performing it. Those are the kids from Power Rangers. I will die on that hill. Those are the kids from Power Rangers.
This was a non-profit organization that performed song and dance routines to promote multiculturalism, racial equality, and positive thinking.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing. I guess they're still going. It's still around. That's a thing. Been going since 1968.
Yeah, they probably do that thing like we had at primary school and high school, where random like performance groups would come in and we'd have a long assembly to watch it, and we'd miss the first period, and it was great. No one actually paid attention to the performance, but at least we got to miss first period English.
Yeah, no one wants to do first period English. That's
Absolutely
just annoying.
No, you're way too tired for that. Analyze this poem. No, fuck off. I'm tired.
No, absolutely not. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I can't do that.
I'm not doing this.
I'm not even allowed to drink coffee yet. My God.
Anyway, this re-inspires the Simpsons to go to Duff Gardens again.
Duff Gardens.
Which is fine unless another ant dies. Selma's back from a depressing date where she ate a jar of expired olives.
Don't say that and then sit on my couch. Do not say that and sit on my couch. Go sit at the other side of the room near an open window, you freak.
Not an olive fan?
Dude, expired olives, she's either going to shit herself on their couch or just stink in general. Those are the only two outcomes.
I'm assuming those are pickled olives too, so they have to be pretty old to be expired.
Yeah. Oh, God. There's mush. She just put her hand in some fucking pesto.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, that's well on the way to being a giardinera at that point. Yeah.
This is a science experiment. She ate someone's science experiment.
Yeah, exactly. Not to say, I like a pickled olive too, but, if it looks that bad, my God, that's going to do bad things.
How depressed was she, man? Jesus.
Lisa offers up the option of artificial insemination. Homer interprets this as fucking a robot.
Yeah, why would you want to do a robot?
This is the AI future.
Yeah, this is the future that Musk wants for us.
This is literally what Elon Musk has been promoting, I believe, this past week, I think. I've seen pictures of him with a robot. So,
Well, his
Simpsons predicted
his own
it.
wife doesn't want to be near him, so...
And his kids.
And
the funniest possible outcome would be if the robot divorces him.
He can't even make a relationship with a fucking robot that he programmed. Sorry, no, he paid someone to program.
That's how we finally achieve artificial general intelligence, is when we invent the AI smart enough to divorce Elon Musk.
It's like, all right, cool. Well, now they have common sense. Let's work on the rest.
Yeah.
To be fair, the prospect of Elon Musk's robot wife divorcing him might be the only thing that saves us from artificial general intelligence.
That's true. Look, this is why you have to be, we all gotta protect ourselves. We all gotta work against this in advance. That's why I always say thank you to the ATM machine.
Yeah, I do shit like that.
So the machines know I'm on their side.
Yeah.
I say thank you to Siri and shit. I actually said it once, and she once said you don't need to say thank you. I was like,
oh my God. Selma does attempt to go down the route of artificial insemination and heads to the clinic. Wants to know quite how she's getting quality in her donor.
Mm-hmm.
They explain they have a rigorous screening process.
Out comes Barney.
It's Barney.
Pleasure working with you.
Most virile man in Springfield.
Absolutely.
There are a surprising number of children in
What a
Springfield.
cute little
all
girl.
look and sound like Barney now. Yep.
And they're all burping.
They're all burping.
Yep.
You just hear it all over town.
We must have other donors, though, because we have a catalogue of 101 frozen pops. Featuring Jacques. It's got Jacques on the cover.
Jacques, he's back.
And Professor Frink and Troy McClure.
I'm Troy McClure.
You may remember me from such babies as.
They're also listed in here, according to Marge, a Nobel Prize winner, an NBA All-Star, and one of the Sweat Hogs, which I'm not sure what that is.
Pretty sure that's our fans of Well, There's Your Problem podcast.
Oh, very good.
I wouldn't go with those.
Oh, no.
That's the budget option. Marge checked it's not Horshack, which I'm sure if you know who the Sweat Hogs are,
I'm sure that's a reference hilarious joke. It's very weird for the Simpsons writers to make a really deep cut reference that people aren't going to get. It's very strange. They don't tend to do that.
No, they'd never do this.
No, that'd be weird.
No, absolutely not.
Patty does advise against this. She reminds Selma that she's had some pretty bad experiences ordering out of catalogs, like the mail order husband she tried before.
Yeah, you look just like
cardboard
your picture,
cutout.
and the picture just falls over. Who rang the doorbell? Did they just ring the doorbell and fucking bolt?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they delivered and went.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it was received.
Presumably it was the mailman. He had a lot of packages to deliver that day.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah,
they don't pay him enough.
But her mind's made up. Currently her only outlet for love is ham radio.
Yeah,
which
in like Russian or something. I have a ham radio.
Yeah, that is weirdly. Apparently, the Simpsons are usually pretty good about researching their languages, which, as far as we've seen so far, I think is generally, pretty true. But in this specific instance, no, that was just a fake made-up language. They just made up a language to say, I have a ham radio over the ham radio.
They didn't have anyone that spoke just any language, because it's not like you need copyright. They could have just had anyone say another language into a microphone. Surely one person on staff spoke another fucking language.
Nope.
No, you get fake language, and you're gonna like it. And
I feel like there's more effort to make up a language.
It's so weird. There must be a reason for it, and we'll never know.
You have to put it in H.
We get told that a child can really change your life. You'd have to give up smoking for starters. She says she'll switch to chewing tobacco.
Yeah, she just says, I'll start chewing.
I'll chew.
She said it with aggression.
No man will want you. But all she's got now is a sperm and a cup, so...
Yep.
The consensus on that one turns out to be,
Yeah, Marge, because I forget Marge is in that fucking scene, and it's just those two just going,
Just all of them going,
Monorail.
Anyways, Duff Gardens time.
Duff Gardens!
Yes, we're going to Duff Gardens.
The kids wake
with
up
Selma.
Homer. Yes, not yet, because they got to wake up Homer. Except he's dead, unfortunately.
Oh no, Dad's dead.
Just dejected. Oh great, Dad's dead. But he moans, he's still alive.
Funeral.
And this turns out to be the entire sandwich bit, which is the bit that I remember of this episode but didn't know was from this episode.
Yeah.
Just a whole entire sandwich bit just to explain why Homer's ill.
Yep, that he was eating a sandwich.
He had a 10-foot hoagie.
Yeah.
From a work picnic.
Work company picnic. Homer decides, well...
I'm sorry, if it took Homer this long to eat a 10-foot sandwich, that's pathetic.
It is Homer, you would expect him to get through that.
I could eat a 10-foot sandwich in 2 days.
Yeah.
I could eat a 10-foot sandwich in 2 days. Easy.
Yeah, I got a whole leftover platter of hoagies from whatchamacallit, the neighborhood block party once. And I went through that in about a week and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why does he store it behind the radiator?
I don't think he stored it there. I think it just ended up there somehow.
I think it's the dimensions. The dimensions of the hoagie prohibited him from putting it in the fridge.
So
by the time he got it to the size where it could fit in the fridge, it was already rotten to the point where Marge was trying to throw it out. So he tried to hide it so he could continue eating the hoagie.
Right, okay. That's fucking
So he put it
foul.
behind the radiator, which is
Very
a
sensible.
natural hoagie location.
Natural hoagie location.
This makes
I will
sense.
agree.
I understand now.
Also, MeUndies. I want boxes that say right on the crotch, natural hoagie location.
Natural hoagie location.
I would buy 1,000 pairs and never wear anything but.
By the time he's done with this thing, it's really looking grim. Like, I genuinely felt a little bit sick looking
Yeah, it was
at it.
horrible.
It's got
Not a good looking
mushrooms.
hoagie anymore.
It's got mushrooms growing out of it.
Yeah, it was grim.
It's not the good kind of mushrooms either.
No, not the funny haha type.
I was thinking the delicious type.
Oh, I was thinking the
Yeah.
funny haha type.
Maybe you could do both.
Both. Put both on a sandwich. What a great sandwich.
I understand a funny haha mushrooms do not do well in a culinary sense.
No, they don't taste great apparently.
Yeah, I've had them before. They don't taste great. I don't think you could make them better.
You can make tea out of them apparently.
Ooh.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Simpsons.
Homer would like to be alone with the sandwich, even as he's feeling ill.
No, he has the hoagie madness. He has to finish the hoagie.
The hoagie madness.
Marge asks if he's going to eat it. He says yes, and she finally takes it off him and puts it in the bin.
The conveniently placed bin.
Conveniently placed bin, which disappears in the next scene, which is like in the same location 2 minutes later. Homer's determined to go to Duff Gardens. He collapses on the floor.
He starts crawling.
He makes it
He's
into the
crawling
car,
to the car.
and he's gone completely pale and shivering. His lips have turned blue.
So cold.
And he collapses on the horn.
Yeah.
Duff Gardens.
So Selma decides to take the kids to Duff Gardens, and Marge has to stay home and look after Homer.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Marge really wanted to go to Duff Gardens anyway.
It doesn't seem like a Marge type of place.
Nah.
Duff
probably
Gardens is
not.
for debauchery.
Debauchery.
Yeah.
Lisa advises don't eat any solids. Homer's response is, I love solids.
This is true. This is true. I mean, we all love solids, guys.
We all love solids.
Shout out to solids, my homie.
It's got to be one of my favorite states of matter.
Yeah.
Solids.
Way
pretty
better
keen on
than a gas or a plasma.
Yeah.
Miles
hate to eat
better
a
than
plasma.
a Bose-Einstein condensate.
That, you know, the
That's so hard to
Bose-Einstein
eat.
constant diet, not a fan.
Not a fan. It just keeps coming up, you know?
Can't keep it down.
Mm-hmm. Also very cold.
You
It is
fucking
that.
nerd.
Buzz says it won't be any fun without him, but then cheers, yay, as they drive off.
Yep.
Homer tries to makes one last attempt to pull the sandwich out of the trash.
Slap.
I think this is the point at which I very slightly retched, because like
This
it's
is
looking grim here.
This is like guys who are like clearly dying trying to make it up the last like 800 feet of Everest. It's like, no, I have to finish the sandwich.
At least gotta say I finished it.
Yeah.
It would have been great if he did finish it and then just as like a random bit at the end of the episode, it's Homer at work at like on a lunch break and he goes like, so I finished the sandwich, and then Lenny just looks at him horrified.
Homer, that was 8 years ago.
The kids are looking through the flyer for Duff Gardens on the way there. It has such attractions as the Duff Pyramid.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's big.
So
much
large it would take 5 men to lift it.
all that aluminum. That was so fucking funny.
Okay, confession time. Who's tried to build something out of beer cans before?
Oh, dude, I have succeeded. I'm the tallest can pyramid I made was just about 5 foot tall.
Noise.
I was drinking that much Dr. Pepper and Coke Zero.
That's
Nice.
how I used to track how much beer I was drinking each night, is build a pyramid out of the dead cans.
Yeah,
my
and then
God.
once it gets to a height that is impressive, you know you need to stop drinking.
You know that, yeah. It's like I've made mistakes with my life.
when you look at the pyramid and go, damn, that's a cool pyramid. You're like, oh, I need to stop.
No, that's not good. That's not good.
When I was in student halls, we collectively drank enough Strongbow to build an entire armchair out of Strongbow cans.
That's too much.
It was kind of too much. It was kind of was. Yeah. Got to be honest.
One can of Strongbow is too much Strongbow. An armchair's worth is way too much.
It was very cheap, and we had very low standards.
This is true.
Was the armchair? Could you actually sit on it without it collapsing?
Absolutely. It was not in any way, shape, or form comfortable, but you could sit on it.
Wow. Did you like glue it together, or like how did that work?
I can't remember what the actual
Sellotape, I
what-
imagine.
I think it probably was something like sellotape, to be honest, but I can't remember what actually adhered it together.
Will.
But it was a structurally sound armchair. Okay, that sounds fun.
It was held together, and you could sit on
structurally
it.
sound armchair are two very different things. You can sit on it, and it is an armchair are very different. You can sit on it, and you can lounge in it are two very, very different things.
Oh yeah.
However, unlike the pyramid, it did not cost the lives of 22 immigrant laborers.
That was such a dark joke. Considering the amount of massive American projects that were done on the back of essentially slave immigrant labor, this was a really, really dark joke.
Yeah, it was.
I just love the idea of 5 people lifting a pyramid.
In a Panama Canal of beer.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. They would as well.
They would.
They kind of did.
They kinda did.
We'll get there. But yeah, we're finally here. We're finally at Duff Gardens. We have the 7 Duffs. Tipsy, queasy, surly, remorseful. Presumably 3 others.
Take a picture, it'll last longer. Get out of here!
We get to see some edutainment.
You know
Sort
a
of.
rap's good when it starts with, and I'm here to say. You know a
Yes.
rap's going to be good when it starts with that. That's a mark of quality.
7 years ago, we took the finest hops and barley to brew a refreshing full-bodied lager.
What does Lisa say about it when she says this is disgusting or something?
This is a disgrace.
This is a disgrace. I thought that was so good, yeah. It's 'cause
Selma says anything this bad has to be educational.
the bastardization of your own history for the sake of advertisement.
Okay, George Washington did brew beer though.
That's
Noise.
true, but he
Okay.
didn't brew Duff beer.
No, he did not brew Duff beer. He brewed probably a much nicer beer. Well, probably not that much nicer.
Yeah, for the time
he was
period.
he was a distiller first and foremost, because beer was just not a thing in the colonies.
We cut back to Homer, who's got his medication hooked up to like a foam dome, like beer
Yeah.
cap kind of thing. He says, "What are the odds of getting sick on a Saturday? 1,000 to 1."
1,000 to 1.
Marge has rented some videos to cheer him up. Boxing's greatest weigh-ins. Yentl, which I think Wikipedia noted is the second reference to Yentl. I don't remember the first, I've got to be honest.
I vaguely remember it, but yeah.
Homer wants to know what that is. It's about a bookish young woman's efforts to enter rabbinical school,
That sounds great! And then his eyes go different directions.
which is how Marge knows he's delirious.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Back at Busch Gardens, Bart's checking out the beer goggles.
See the world through the eyes of a drunk, and then he puts them on. Selma's gorgeous. Oh, fucking funny. What? Oh, she's like, you're slaying me or something, and he says, "What are you
You're
saying?"
charming the pants off me.
Yeah.
How it affects his audio is
They
unclear, but
affect many senses. It's not like
Yeah.
this is a more advanced model than the one they use at the DARE program.
These are also VR goggles. They're just really, really good ones.
yeah,
Yes.
apparently so.
Actually, technically, they'd be AR goggles, wouldn't they? Because it's augmenting reality. It's not showing
I
you
guess
something
so,
that isn't
yeah.
there. It is,
It's
but
changing
it's
it.
changing. It's changing what you're seeing around you. So yeah, it'd be AR. This is the nerdiest thing I'm complaining about.
See that the drunk goggles they bring at the Dare program just like turn your vision upside down and blur it a bit.
Oh, really?
Which I have not experienced while drunk. The blurring part, yes. The upside down, no.
No.
I have drunk heavily on a few occasions. My vision has never, on any of those circumstances,
on
gone
a
upside
few
down.
occasions. From you, that's bullshit.
I have in my time imbibed.
I have been known to have a tipple on occasion.
I have a sniffed a port at Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I fucking love port. It's like drinking alcoholic jam.
That was a callback to last episode. We're not repeating this discussion. We had all this out last time.
Did we?
Yeah, we totally did.
I am nothing if not consistent.
We agreed to meet up and drink port over Christmas. That's still
port.
on, don't worry.
I love port. It's so good.
Selma finds the one attraction she wants to attend in the port. In the port? Great, I've got port in the mind. In the park.
Port on the brain, guys.
And it's a bench.
Yeah. I sympathize with that.
She wants the kids to go get her a beer smoothie.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that work. I feel like that's going to be something you're going to want to put a liquor in.
Yeah. Like a beer smoothie,
so.
that just sounds like a float. It sounds like beer with ice cream on top.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really sound that appetizing either. Unless it was vanilla. If it was just vanilla on top of like just a nice ale, I'd be okay with it. I don't think it'd be my first choice, but you know.
I feel like if you get into the weird shit
work.
like I'm drinking at the minute, like you could make it work with some.
No, but
weird
no one
beers.
should be into the weird shit you're drinking.
That's true.
I fully feel there's going to be an episode where you're like, I'm drinking distilled toilet water.
Yeah, no, you go for like the pastry stouts or something disgusting like that. I define sweet does not work great with beer
in
all
general.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very popular though. Is unfortunately.
Yeah, and people are often wrong.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to, have the knowledge that you are right and other people are wrong.
Absolutely. That's how I live my life, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, the kids do drag Selma off to an attraction which has got a incredible 2-hour line, and if the line's got to be that long, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
It turns out to be the complaints.
And as a British man who loves queues, fuck that queue. I ain't getting that shit.
You didn't queue to see the Queen's funeral?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you're not very British then.
No. Fucking... I messaged
I went early in the morning when no one was there.
I messaged my mate when the Queen died, and this was my only interaction of like talking about it with anyone other than my girlfriend at the time, was to just message him, go, Queen's dead, innit? And he went, yeah. And then that's all we talked about it. That was it. We were done discussing the Queen.
Back to Homer, and he's on a bit of a recovery. He's enjoying Yentl because she puts the she in yeshiva.
For fuck's sake. There's a lot of Jewish writers in Simpsons.
Clearly. Marge observes Homer's cooled down, but that's what she thinks.
Do not have sex with a man that's eaten that sandwich recently.
I was about to say that could be issues.
That could go wrong, yeah.
You were going to want to have a shower after that. And maybe a bleach bath. Ugh.
But Marge rented another tape, which is a callback to a previous episode, because it's the erotic adventures of Hercules.
Hey.
Which does in fact star Troy McClure.
I'm Troy McClure.
And Norman Fell as Zeus. That with Norman Fell.
Must be weird considering they met him the previous week.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd met Troy McClure the other week, so they're going to be like, and then we watched you in a porno.
Oh, wait, right, is that the executor of my great aunt's estate?
No, that would be Lionel Hutz, same voice actor.
Oh, Lionel Hutz, excuse me.
I mean, it's same guy doing the voice, but not the same character.
You sound familiar.
Yeah.
We get back to the theme park. We've got what the hell is this ride called?
I mean, it's Small World, but Duff Beer.
Small World, but Duff Beer. That's the one.
It's the Duff World. Yeah, it's the ride you have to ride at Disney World, but no one likes to.
You don't have to. No one's making you.
Well, when I went to Disney World, I was made to.
Mickey Mouse came out with a bat. Oh, you're getting on this ride,
exactly.
fuckface.
Secret Mole Man in the Morning Disney World pro tip. You don't have to ride Small World.
Ride Small World, guys. It's true.
No, you want the small world experience? Go and drink yourself around Epcot.
Hey.
You can have many national liqueurs.
Nice. Speaking of national liquors,
Speaking of national
Lisa
liquors.
is dead to drink the water that the ride is in, which may or
Bart,
may
I don't
not be
think that's
water. They taunt each other till Selma tells them to quit it and shut up. And
Yeah, Bart,
Lisa
shut
drink
up.
the water.
Lisa drinks the water.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite bit in this one. Lisa, drink the water.
Lisa starts having a bad time.
That's
it is
bad high.
It's a very, very bad high, yes.
I mean, my assumption was that they were trying to imply the water was beer, rather, but like that's stuff happens that
That's
does
the
not happen
mushroom
when you
tree
drink.
right
I
there.
think it's just that it's contaminated.
Yeah, Lisa gets something anyway. Selma transforms into a hideous monster. Everything goes spinny and trippy and dizzy. And we cut back to Marge and Homer learning about Cyclops tearing off people's clothes.
Well, hey. Ha ha ha.
yeah, that's the reaction. That's all we get.
It's my kind of porno.
Yep.
Just those weird contrivances. Oh no, I slipped on a dodgy piece of pavement and my skirt has fallen off. And a seagull made off with my shirt. What do I do?
I slipped on a dodgy hoagie.
Oh.
I slipped on a dodgy hoagie and my week is ruined. I don't feel like having sex anymore. Let's have a deep conversation about our feelings.
And eat a hoagie.
And eat a hoagie.
Back to the park. Lisa's
Tripping
having
balls.
yeah, further
Lisa's
bad
tripping
times.
balls, yeah.
She's stolen one of the kids from the ride.
She's like growling at it like a little gremlin.
Yeah. Bart runs off. Selma's chasing him, trying to do some sort of parenting effectively.
Yep.
Not very well.
Nope.
Lisa stumbles into the parade.
Starts dancing and I can see the music.
Bart's run off on his own. He's sneaking onto a ride that he's not supposed to.
By standing on candy apples.
Stands on candy
Yes.
apples to add a couple extra inches so he can sneak under the bar. Or sneak past the bar. You must be this tall to ride. Quickly figures out exactly why that sign exists.
Yeah, now he goes on like the super duper hyper coaster, whatever it is.
Yep.
And the bar just comes down straight over his head.
No,
and
that's
does
not good.
Does not lock
That's
him in
not good.
place.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
That wouldn't even be a height thing. That would just be sitting too far up your seat.
Yeah. It takes off and he starts screaming and asking them to stop the ride. The kid in charge says he'll have to ask his supervisor.
Oh, we better stop it.
That's unrealistic because the supervisor was available.
Yeah, this is very,
This is true.
very accurate, yeah.
They do stop it, but right at the top of the loop, upside down.
He's just hanging there.
Selma wants Surly to do something about it, but Surly only looks out for one guy. Surly.
Surly only looks out
Yes.
for one guy. Surly. I loved Surly.
And it all winds up at the security booth. Selma asks them not to blame the kids and says that she thinks their father's missing a chromosome.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I just love the bit in this. It's one of my favorite Simpsons bit where the guy is handing in the pills. Is like, take 3 of these and 2 of these and all of these. Thank you, doctor. Well, I'm not a doctor. I fucking love it. Oh, I'm not a doctor. It's so good. It's so fucking funny.
Back at home, Homer's he's feeling much better. He's tied a sheet around him as a toga, and he's Homocles.
Homer,
Yes.
please.
He wants to go back to bed with Marge, but she can't because she's cooking. The beans will burn. Homocles cares not for beans, though.
Lift.
Then everyone returns home. Want to know how Duff Gardens were, but
Can't talk. Coming down.
coming down, yeah.
Yeah,
Lisa's
coming down.
Lisa's still not doing great. She's gone pale now. Someone wants to know how Homer does it. Like,
Well, you
geez,
just take a sheet, you fold it like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But no, raising kids. How do you raise kids? because they're absolute hellions and she couldn't cut it. All she wanted was a little version of her that she could hold in her arms. And we cut to Jub Jub.
Jub Jub!
Yes.
Shout out to
You
Jub
thought
Jub.
Jub Jub was a throwaway joke. No, Jub Jub's
No,
back.
everyone likes Jub Jub.
Shout out to
Everyone
Jub
loves
Jub.
So yeah, Jub Jub now belongs to Selma because, their mom was trying to stab him with a hat pin.
Yep. And
She
she
did not care for Jub Jub.
horrifyingly sings You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman in her
Indeed.
Selma voice, and it's awful.
Which is a reference to season 4 of Murphy Brown, because Murphy Brown sings that song after giving birth to a baby.
You make me feel... I'm not doing the rest.
And then they play that song for the credits.
Yep. Which was random.
And Selma gets a line at the end. Just have a twist on the credits.
What does she say?
She says, "Oh yeah."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like that. And that was Selma's choice.
I wish we'd had more time to talk about this. I fucking loved this episode. This episode was
Oh,
absurd.
really?
I like this one a lot too. Yeah,
it
this was a lot of
constant
fun.
laughs. It's just the most
Okay.
straightforward, like Simpsons attitude, like kind of vibes in a while. I really love it. It starts a bit slow, but it pulls it back for me, and it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, this is also I had always wondered where I Am the Lizard Queen came from.
Yes, I am the
but it
lizard
was
queen.
That is a reference to Celebration of the Lizard and Not to Touch the Earth by The Doors, apparently.
Ah.
Yeah.
Not familiar with those. So, yeah. Listen to those later. Find out where that reference came from. Maybe. I don't know. Like, after Monorail, like, this kind of felt like a bit of a come down for me. Like, Monorail was kind of too good. And this was like...
Sure.
Yeah, I can see that, because Monorail, I mean, the Marge versus the Monorail is such a, seminal achievement of human culture. And this is just, a good Simpsons episode.
You guys aren't gonna like me.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was a fine episode of The Simpsons. I wasn't blown away by it. It was completely forgettable beyond, like, the sandwich. Like, the only bit that has stuck with me through the years, apparently, was the sandwich.
Oh, I'm not a doctor.
I don't know. Like, it's almost like the last episode was, like, just pure gags, and they were like, shit, we need to, like, have some narrative and world building and, like, character development and, like, move things along a bit in terms of, like...
I was cackling during this episode. This episode was great. Just every
fair enough,
bit was just so funny. Once it got going, which admittedly it did take a bit, but once it got going,
It took a bit to get going, but it once it got going, it went.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair play. Have we
I
got
am the
any
lizard
out of
queen.
homers?
Would the guest like to go first this time?
I would give it a Lizard Queen out of Homer. This is a very, very good episode. It's not the greatest episode, but it is very good. I had a very nice time watching it. I would never watch it otherwise. And I like Duff Gardens as a concept. They should,
Small beer.
yeah.
More beer.
I'm
should
definitely down with more beer themed theme parks.
Yes.
John?
I give it a Jub out of Homer
Jub
because I
out
thought
of
it was
Homer.
endearing but a bit weird.
I happily give this a homer. I fucking
Wow,
loved
okay.
this episode.
Wow.
This episode was hilarious. I was absolutely howling with laughter when I watched it. Just every little bit about it was great.
Michael posthumously gave it also a Jub out of Homer when I berated him for reading my notes because this has happened way too often. This is disconcerting how often he has the same scores as me.
You guys are just in sync.
Apparently he's changed it to a giant sub out of Homer because it made him ill, but he can't stay mad at it.
Society.
Fair enough. What did it say about society?
If you want to be generous, you could say that this episode promotes the idea that being a mother isn't a woman's only purpose in life. If you want to be not so generous, you could say, ha ha, that woman's alone and thus a failure and isn't that funny. So it's kind of a mixed message.
Yeah, it's definitely observing the difficulty of raising kids. I suppose since Selma does it alone, there's almost an element of like single parenting involved there as well.
It could also be that kids are little shits.
Kids are pieces
and you
of
should
shit.
get a lizard instead.
Absolutely, I'm gonna get a lizard.
One of my notes definitely was get a lizard instead of a kid.
Get a lizard, guys.
It's definitely a bit of a satire of the beer industry and its marketing practices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Busch Gardens existed in the way it did, it's hard to even satirize that because it's so bizarre that it was just, yeah, we have an amusement park with free beer.
I can't wrap my head around
Like,
the concept of like...
The Duff Gardens as portrayed is probably less bad than Busch Gardens was when it opened.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Yeah, and I mean, I'm genuinely struggling to wrap my head around the idea of any place just being like, yeah, free beer. No, that's just a thing. That's just what we do. Just hit free beer place.
Nah, the brewery's across the street. We got free beer.
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose.
They must have made so much money on entry to
they'll have charged
free
a bit
beer.
in for sure, and that beer will cost them nothing.
And it'd
to
be
make.
very cheap beer, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very
it's
cheap
gonna be
beer.
Budweiser.
Yeah.
Good times.
Also, further thoughts on dating in your 30s.
Yeah, true.
Although I found it less depressing than the last time they did this.
I don't think dating in your 30s is quite that hard.
No, I mean I have finally accomplished it, so you know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's the takeaway from The Simpsons.
Do we all
It
just
is what it
cry
is.
now?
Nate Myers gave this 2.5 out of 5, which
What a
I thought was
fucking
fair.
idiot. 2.5. That's bullshit.
Alrighty, we should probably wrap this up. Justin, would you like to tell the fine folks about what else you do and where they can find you?
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm from Well, There's Your Problem podcast. It's a podcast about engineering disasters with slides. It's on
slides.
YouTube. It's on wherever fine podcasts are sold. We have a Patreon. We have a tour of the East Coast of the United States in early May and late April. We may have another one sometime later next year in a different location.
Ooh.
Is it a different location, the UK?
Unfortunately, probably not.
Damn it.
That one we have to do some thinking about. But we do have some leads on some interesting venues.
Exciting.
I will join you and make an ass of myself because I want no fucking anything.
we have a good contact in York to do something very stupid. So
Yo, I love York. York is one of the best places on the planet.
I mean, I just moved from York this year, which is really annoying. So if you go tour in York, I'll be mildly annoyed.
we go to the UK, but we only go to York.
Yeah.
Do a show
All right, well,
in
I guess I'm going back to York,
Newcastle. Do one in I don't know.
What
are other
happened to
places
the
that
old
aren't London?
castle? Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my podcast. I don't know what else to plug.
Me. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Gay joke.
That
That was it. That was the
Matt,
whole.
plug some stuff.
A new episode of All for Arnold has been recorded. So I'm going to get that edited. We covered Commando. And then we've got one more film. And then we've got obviously Predator, which I'm very, very excited to talk about. Because, fucking glorious film. Yeah, but we had Michael on as a guest to talk about Commando. It was very fun. I fucking love that. Go check it out on podcast, Spotify, All for Arnold. You can find it there. Yeah, I'm hoping to record more than 2 episodes next year. No, we recorded 3. We recorded 3. I think 3. I don't know. I don't pay attention, guys.
It happens when it happens, and it's a treat when it does.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not a consistent or helpful or healthy person. I just exist. I'm in a constant state of eating rotten hoagies.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Monorail.
What is a beer but a kind of rotten hoagie?
Liquid
I
bread.
don't tend to think of it as such,
Yeah.
but okay. All right, well, find me on Blue Sky instead of Twitter these days, at maroka.bsky. Whatever the heck, I always forget what the thing is. bsky.social, I guess. But I haven't created a Mole Man podcast Blue Sky account yet, so we're still on Twitter.
Yet.
Not that I'm using it, but Mole Man Pod on Twitter. If you're not watching this on YouTube, there's a video-ish version of it on YouTube these days. Maybe. This is 3 hours. This has gone past 3 hours. I don't want to edit 3 hours of video. Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like and subscribe if you're on the YouTubes. Otherwise, Hi, Spotify.
Otherwise, I fucking hate you.
Basically, yeah. I'm going to wrap this up, so I've got less editing to do. Thank you very much for joining us, Justin. This has been an absolute pleasure and a delight.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun to talk.
This has been very nice. I enjoy talking about The Simpsons. It's very fun. It's fun to do something more lighthearted than a horrible disaster.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And thank you for giving up so much of your time, because I did not expect this to run anywhere near as long as it did.
Well, we have that problem on the podcast I do. So
Yeah, it happens. Alrighty. Right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
all right, auf Wiedersehen.
How dare you?